30th Street live.
Hell yes.
So
There you go. I've got to get all that stuff too. I've been listening to.
We're gonna be talking about that too, brother. Yeah, that's growing fast.
I've been taking all that stuff for a million years, and it sounds really good. You guys are really knowledgeable on it too.
So John, who is my producer,
yeah,
right, he also produces the Tradiso Talk podcast,
gym.
right? Yeah, the gym podcast. And so John, it's his creation, man. He got with the guy, he did the research and figured out what was the ideal ratios and mixes and did the whole get down himself. And
you just pick one there you like that?
Yeah,
I have.
You can have one.
Yeah, you could just take one of those.
Yep.
That's the non-stim one. I have one. It's 200 milligrams per scoop, but that one's just a pump. You can take that any time of day. It's clean product.
What is it?
It's all made here locally. The labels are made here locally. Everything. It's suspended in coconut powder. It's not.
What does that do?
Most of our stuff. Most of our stuff is like the filler. The meat of the product is like nitrate. Like it's not good. Like fertilizer, gunpowder, stuff like that. That's coconut powder's the filler.
Yeah.
Coconut fiber. And so if you have a nut allergy, probably not your thing. But
you don't.
Hey,
dude, you're on this roll, bro.
Sick one, dude.
I'm like,
he's ready.
Are you gonna let me catch up a little bit? We're literally
he's ready for all the gay jokes, dude.
We went to Johnny Rockets.
Oh yeah.
Just before we got
at GSR.
Yeah. We rolled into Johnny Rockets.
Yeah.
Are we recording, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to say this.
You're good. You can say whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I just want to make sure because I don't want to tell us without it.
Hey, you guys fucking make this happen. So essentially, you can say whatever the
This is your guys' show, dude. We're just hosting it, bro.
We got some stories there.
Yeah, so we're just as a little setup, right? So it's like, hey, let's go to this place. I see it's a burger joint. And then we go, it's like Johnny Rocks, whatever. I was like, it's in the GSR. Let's get over there. So he's like, do you think we have time for this? I was like, we have time. Let's just run in there and grab something real quick. Nothing crazy. So he orders a big meat sandwich, typical of him.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's Johnny Rockets.
Whatever. It's just and the first thing, she looks over at me and for you? And I'm like, can I have a salad, please?
Yeah.
But also a chocolate shake, right?
Yeah. What the fuck? God damn it.
As soon as I don't even have 2 seconds to breathe.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll take a chocolate shake. And then he goes, because he brings all the boys in the yard. And I'm like,
my God.
I didn't even have a chance. I just started laughing. And the lady's looking around at me and him. She just like shakes her head.
Can you let me catch up, bro?
Yeah.
Give me a chance.
Give me a chance to breathe, man. I didn't even have a chance. It was funny. And it was fast.
Yeah.
I was like, usually I'm the one who's on top snapping of it.
Yeah.
And he's like on a sick one, dude.
We're doing stories.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Run it, dude.
So,
yeah.
This is my friend. He's a superhero.
Okay.
This is Magnesium Man.
Oh, here's the story.
Magnesium.
Go ahead. Do you want to tell this story?
I've been taking magnesium, believe it or not.
Not like this.
Glycinate?
Not like this.
Yeah, I like it because, dude, my anxiety's gone away.
Oh, that's good, man.
It's crazy. I don't know if that's why you take it.
No, I take it. I take it for my blood pressure.
Okay,
right?
sounds good.
So, anyway, so my wife as soon as like my blood pressure's getting out of control, right, and we had a little stroke scare the previous year,
right,
and so now she's like all on top of like whatever it takes to keep me healthy, right? So she's like, hey, you need to start taking magnesium glycinate. I was like, well, I don't know how much to take. She's like, well, I'll figure it out. So she just starts handing me pills, and I just take them. I trust my wife.
Yeah.
Right. So
this man, shit his
and you're
pants.
supposed to take it while you're eating or after you're done eating.
Poor
right?
guy, dude.
So I had barely had like a cup of tea. I'm trying to run out the door to go meet this dude, and she goes, make sure you take your magnesium. So she just hands me a bunch of pills, and I just throw them straight into my mouth.
Oh, fuck.
Drink the rest of my tea and run down the stairs.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm driving. I'm right up to about Gardnerville, and I'm supposed to meet him in like South Carson area.
Right.
Right. Kind of by the Home Depot and all that.
Like 395 Power Sports.
Yeah, right there.
Cool.
There.
Yep.
Yeah, right there. So I'm driving. All of a sudden, I feel kind of like my stomach drop. Like,
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is a little gas or whatever. I roll down the window.
I get to Reno.
Just push one out. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right. And as I get closer and closer, I realize, no, man, there's some real weight behind this. Like, this is a situation. Right, so
you're prairie dogging, dude.
And I don't have the best sphincter muscles. I'm not gonna lie. They're just worn out, bro.
They're worn out.
They're just worn out, man.
Yeah,
I just too much partying.
Prison will do that.
Sometimes, bro. Some things. So anyway, so I'm just like sitting there and I'm like already sweating. I'm rocking, kind of like a little Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Just rocking in my seat, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I just feel like it coming. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna beat it. He's probably gonna already be inside. I'm thinking this through. I'm planning it out in my head. He's already getting 395. I'm just gonna wave at him, run into the bathroom, do my thing, and then I'll be square.
Yep.
I get there. He's in the middle of the parking lot sitting in his van. Not even in the spot. And so I see him, and I just immediately kind of like tight butt hustle straight over to his van. I was like, where you want to go? Want to go? He said, and like, and he's like, I was just thinking, because he's super laid back. I was just thinking Porta subs.
So he's doing okay at this time. He's telling me he's doing okay and everything. And I'm cold, so I have the heat cranked up in the van.
Way cranked up.
And he sits in the van and instantly sweats comes down his face.
I'm sweating. I am sweating. And so I was like, he goes, you want to get something? I was like, yeah. And he goes, well, how about Porta subs, which is right there. And then I was like, well, there's also the In-N-Out, like an idiot. Why would I say In-N-Out? Because it's like 2 more exits down. Why did I say? He's like, yeah, In-N-Out sounds good. Let's go there. So all of a sudden he just flips a U. And we take off to go to the thing. We get to the stoplight. Just to turn left onto the 395, and instantly I've cat clawed the sides of the doors in the window, and I just tell him the truth, dude. I need a bathroom. It's gonna happen right here in your van. Like it's gonna happen right now, bro. And he's laughing like this. He's already laughing. He can't even talk. He's laughing at me like this right now. I'm like, I am so sorry, bro, but it's literally gonna happen. I am doing everything I can to keep my Levi.
There's desert on this side of us right here. He's like, pull in there, pull into the desert.
Yeah, I don't care. So he makes the turn. He's still laughing, and we're headed towards the In-N-Out. And there's one turn you can get just before I was like, turn there, and he misses it. And I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna happen in your van. I know it, damn it, because he missed the turn. And then we get to the stoplight, and he's like, do you want me to run the red light? I was like, run the damn red light! I'm screaming, right? And so he just, he just lures it in the Law Tiger van, and I feel like little puffs trying to come out like at any moment. I'm gonna drop mud right now, right? And then we're looking around, and I'm frantic, dude. I swear, like as I twist my head in slow-mo, like sweat is flying off my face, right? Every time I turn my head, looking around for where I'm gonna drop this thing, right? And then he goes, there's a Del Taco. I was like, perfect. There's no better bathroom to blow up than a Del Taco.
No better bathroom.
So we get into the Del Taco, right?
Well, hold on. So he can't get out of the van.
Right.
So we park, and he's like, I can't move too quick. I gotta get out of here real slow.
So I had to get out, and I don't know why I did this, and I don't even know why in my mind this was gonna help. But I literally grabbed my jeans, like if they're gonna fall off me or something, and I'm holding onto my jeans, right?
Checks
like
out.
it's about a rodeo. You know what I mean? And I hustle in as quick as I can, but slow. Like every movement was very calculated. Even stepping up the curb was a thing, right? So I finally get in there, and I'm starting to do like Lamaze breathing, right? And I walk up to this one lady that's back there, and then 2 older folks that I see inside there eating their little tacos and whatever. And I'm just already breathing heavy. And she's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Is there a bathroom? Do I need a token?" Like I'm just rattling stuff off. No, it's free. It's just right there. So I kind of tight leg it. I hustle over, man. I barely made it. I mean, it was just like a straight eagle shot. It was not even like a kabloosh. It was a kadoosh.
This would have been a different podcast.
And then, the worst part was they had the heater on in there.
Man.
The vent was right over my
sweating.
Head. I'm sweating the whole time.
Man. He's texting me the whole time.
And I'm
play
like,
by
dude,
play.
This smells like burnt cat hair and freshly laid tar. It's terrible. Right? So I'm saying all these terrible things. Right? So now after like I've done my thing, I feel better. I'm like at least 5 to 10 pounds lighter. Right?
Bro.
I wash my hands. I open up the door, and it's barely even cracked to get outside. Right? Here's this little old dude standing there, and I don't even have 2 seconds. He just I look up at him, he looks over at me, and he's like, I'll just give that a few minutes. He walks away. All I can say is I drop my head in shame. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And so then I get back to this guy, and he is laughing like this hysterically the whole time. Like, he didn't stop laughing. He was like this.
You just ruined some poor family's day at Del Taco today, bro.
I ruined it for everybody, bro. I ruined it for everybody. And then the best part was after the fact, he's like, "You are Magnesium Man." That's literally what he calls me.
Guy.
He's like, "Don't even worry." He's like, "Who cares about your blood pressure?" Magnesium Man.
Dude, you got a superpower, dog.
Sorry, are you still taking magnesium?
Yeah. Dude, it's a regular thing.
Kind of dose.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just know
you
now.
make magnesium supplements just like fucking sell themselves right now.
I think now everybody should be taking magnesium.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what I just read today, bro? Here, pull this up. That redheads, John's a redhead too.
He's a ginger?
He's a ginger. That they require more anesthesia.
That's true.
That's ridiculous.
We have gingers in general across the globe have a higher pain tolerance than most everybody else.
Yeah.
Plus, also too, most gingers have an eye color that less than 1% of the population have.
Well, red hair is less than 1% by itself.
And you need both of your parents to have it.
Yeah, it's a recessive allele from both parents.
I created a ginger super baby.
Yeah, his kid's nuts, dude. His kid's
green
3.
eyes or hazel?
Blue.
But he's this big, dude.
Blue.
You know what I mean?
He's 70 pounds.
70-pound 3-year-old, bro. 4-year-old.
He just turned 4 in February. He's 4 feet tall and wears size 2 shoe an adult.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's gonna be a beast.
Just a whole nother level. But the whole anesthesia thing tripped me out. I'm like, how the fuck does that?
Oh, you
there
have
it is.
no idea.
People with red hair require more anesthesia, with studies suggesting that 20% higher doses for general anesthesia through individual responses.
When I go to the dentist,
I mean, you can get hit in the face harder.
You know, all the fights I've gotten into, I always like the first hit usually makes me laugh.
Oh shit, dude! That's just being a ginger, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, enough hits. I'm like everybody else.
Yeah.
But usually the first hit's like a shock, and then I just wind up laughing.
You're getting going, dude.
That might explain the fucking that story of dude that fucking you guys watched take 19 shots.
Oh right, bro. That dude would not go down.
Oh, I used to like party with that kid when I was younger, and like we would go out to bonfires, and dude, you could hit him in the face with a baseball bat, and he's just,
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He must have been a really pretty guy.
Yeah.
Sounds like a challenge.
He was
like a challenge.
He was eating them, man. I got to give him credit for that. He was definitely he could fight. He could take some punches.
Yeah, when gingers generally go to like at least in my experience, whenever I go to the dentist, they'll stop giving me anesthesia, and they're like, "How can you still feel this?"
My mom's
that's the other one.
That's scary. That's almost scary, dude. Yeah. Fuck that.
But the one thing that floats,
that's my nightmare.
The one thing
anesthesia, and then
still feel
you're
it.
still awake.
Still feel it. Oh yeah, absolutely,
my God, dude. Fuck.
But the one thing I've learned that throws us for a loop is actually morphine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, morphine is like kryptonite to gingers when it comes to drugs.
Crazy.
He's not lying.
What do you mean? Like heroin?
Morphine, well, whatever they use, doctors like to kill pain, and morphine is like one of the higher. I don't know what you consider it, like as far as a drug is concerned. I don't remember the term that it's called.
It's a narcotic.
Narcotic, thank you.
Right.
So of the narcotics that we're allowed to take, which is crazy to me because morphine and fentanyl, they just give it out in doses at the hospital all the time, but yet it's like an epidemic. Anyway.
Yeah.
So if we go in and they give us pain meds, the first thing they do is they're going to shoot us with morphine. If they give us morphine, more often than not, gingers will experience the extreme end of what morphine does. So, like, hallucinations are real to us. So, in other words, like, in most hallucinations, you'll see things, but your brain is saying it's real, but it's not really there.
Yep.
And you know it, like, your senses say it's not there, but your brain is saying it is.
Crazy.
Right? But when morphine hits a ginger, they see it.
Crazy.
Like they see it, they feel they can touch it, they have interactions with it. So for whatever reason, the reason why we have that with anesthesia,
the trade-off
is when we have drugs that create hallucinations, it's way worse for us.
Good to fucking.
Are you seeing this? Imagine your business featured right here on 4th Street Live. With millions of impressions and a fast-growing audience, this isn't just exposure, it's momentum. Want this spot? Text 775 470-9451.
So my mom has pumpkin orange hair. It is ginger as it gets, and she had a pretty crippling pain pill addiction. But they were prescribing her back in the day these like 12-hour time release morphine tablets. And like I could almost as a kid depict the difference if my mom took a Vicodin or a morphine. And if my mom took a morphine, it was like different human being. Different human being. I stole one time and broke it in half and didn't because I was an idiot and I didn't realize like it's gonna react over 12 hours and if you break it, that time release goes away and that was a ride.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, it's essentially heroin.
Yeah.
Oh, we're supposed to do introductions?
No, we don't do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. But we are gonna do it because I do want you guys to introduce yourself. I just want.
We just went straight into like the worst story ever.
That's how we do it, bro.
Just right off the bat.
I can't wait. Well, I do want to thank you both for fucking being here, man. For everybody's listening, this is Redbeard and this is Scott from Law Tigers. Redbeard is the reason that we've had so much cool shit come to our biggest little bike show and the baddest little bike show. He's done our trophies. He's done some of the artwork for our projects, and not just in Northern Nevada, but Southern Nevada and lots of California. But in a world of AI, it's great because his projects are still hand-drawn. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll just grab this and put it on the camera. This is the trophy I won at my own show. I wasn't the judge of my own. The judge of my own show, but I make cool motorcycles. So here's one of the art pieces here done by Redbeard here, and of course, the whole reason we get to sit in this studio is because of my friend Scott here. From the very beginning, Scott, you believed in what we were trying to do, and even though I didn't have anything tangible to show you yet, man, you believed what I was saying, and you took the jump, and you said, "I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna sponsor your show."
I believe in you. I love you, man. I love what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thank you, bro. And like I said, we get to sit in this studio. We got to move from our other property into a bigger property, and now we get to do this and truly get to do what my mission is, right, is talk about motorcycle culture. That's my favorite thing in the whole world. I do that anyway, every fucking day. And so do both of you, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I could do that, it would never feel like work, right? And so I get to do that. I get to talk to people about recovery. I get to just talk to people about life, and I get to talk to people about Nevada, man, and why I get to talk to people around the world about why Nevada is different than anywhere else, man. You know what I mean? And you guys both have huge, deep roots in this state, and it's important. You know what I mean? So I really genuinely appreciate you guys being here for real, Scott.
We appreciate you guys letting us be on. This is amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna do this with you two probably often.
I love it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have to say, if you can't see what we're experiencing, at least for me, it's my first time in this studio, dude. The vibe is dope.
It's dope, huh?
I love walking in here, and you instantly feel like, and this is a big deal for me, is that when I'm selling my product, the background of how I'm showing you my product, whether it's at a pop-up show or if it's in our shop, wherever it is, it has to look on point. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if someone looks at my stuff and it's just like in a bin, then it might as well be a $50 wallet with everything else that you can get at Walmart or at a mall, right? But if you set it up just right, then the perceived value goes up. And I can definitely tell you from my experience, you have really worked on the perceived value of your show, man. And it shows here because the way you have everything really well organized, even the textures of your brick background, right. And I love this that's behind me, and Scott, I love that red. You know that, that's classy, bro.
It's like it's all draws this theme from nostalgia for me, right? Mm-hmm. And John as well, because me and John are both railroad. I'm still a railroader. He's a former railroader, right? And we're both Reno kids, and we both came from here. So it's like we grew up eating breakfast in the casinos where it smelled like cigarette smoke, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. I just fucking...
Dude, that was growing up, dude.
Yeah.
My childhood was sitting in a cafe, Denny's, while they were smoking cigarettes.
Exactly.
My parents played Pinochle and Bold.
So it's exactly. So it's like when I walk into a casino, what do you see? You see the red velvet, you see the brick, you see the neon, right? And you see, bars and casino toppers and luckily just similar to Vegas, but Reno, maybe just different, is a biker town through and through.
Yeah.
Right? It's the rise of Reno and how it's grown is directly impacted by the rise of our community and our motorcycle community here. You know, we have a unique community here because it's still the biggest little city. We're still small.
You guys are surrounded by a lot of history. I love history, man.
Yeah, me too.
You know, when you really think about what brought people here to begin with, when you think about
the railroad,
the railroad, but was also the railroad investment to here was because of the mining. And the
mining,
booming,
of course, right?
Yeah. So the railroad brought people here, but that's where the influx and the boom came from, right?
Right.
You know, so you have all that history, but when you think about what were the type of people that wanted to leave their lifestyle to come live out here in the high desert, in the mountains, bust their nuts just to get a little nugget. You know what I mean? There's grit in those bones, man. And that's the kind of people that still live here. There's something about the people that are here. And I think it goes all the way back to how people got here to begin with.
Right.
Like they were pulled in, they were intrinsically pulled into an adventurous lifestyle.
Yeah.
But also the lifestyle of I'm going to make it on my own and I'm going to do whatever it takes. There's I think everyone in the United States can get behind that type of idealism. But at the end of the day, there's something very different about I'm going to take a pick and an axe and maybe a donkey and a dog out to the middle of nowhere. I'm going to dig a big old hole and see if I can strike it rich. That's totally different than I'm going to go do this thing at the stock market, or I'm going to go be this, or I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? It's a different game, man.
It is.
And the mindset for that is different. And I think that's what's really embellished the people here.
Agreed.
Touch on what you said. A lot of people don't know that this town was built because the rail yard that we see in Sparks is what centered this town, but that was brought in from Wadsworth. And
we did a whole thing on that.
So they brought that in from Wadsworth and filled hundreds of train cars or hundreds of thousands of train cars full of ballast.
Yeah.
Brought that into Sparks and spread that ballast throughout the Truckee Meadows, which is old Sparks, and literally raised it out of swampland meadows. Meadow grass, and did that.
It's just barely above the little water table there.
And filled it for years. I mean, that's why we flood down there. But they had to raise that up so they could start just to build a house. They had to do that for years, just shoveling rock all throughout there to raise this up, and that's what created this town.
Oh wow! See, now that I didn't know. Like that's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
It's tough.
That's just determination.
That's right, man. I mean, you don't have that when you go to other cities where it's like, oh well, I can easily put a house there. It's compactable.
Right.
But everywhere up here is non-compactable.
Right.
Everywhere up here.
Yeah. And a lot of people also don't know, you know, and you're a Southern Nevada guy, and I fucking love Nevada, period. You know, but Reno was the first big town here, you know, and it was the larger town for a while. And I kind of still love that it's still the biggest little city. You know what I mean? I still love our culture, but we're still big Vegas people, man. We love, me and John both, you know, we love it down there, Scott, you know.
It's a great place, but Reno has it's special.
Yeah. There's a lot of good riding there, you know.
There is.
Yeah. Have you ever done have you ever rode Lake Mead Parkway?
Yeah.
All the way?
Yeah, when I first moved here, I lived on in a trailer with my wife up on Lake Mead.
You did.
So we went all the way out. You go to Valley of Fire off the side.
Yeah.
You can go
to Overton, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Overton.
you can pop out in Overton.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. I just drove it, and I'm like, dude, this is like, that's cool riding. Next time I'm coming, I'm renting a bike to do that. You know what I mean?
You just pop down to Laughlin.
Yeah.
Go out to Oatman.
Yeah,
see the donkeys.
Yeah.
Come back through Kingman. It's like a 4.5 hour loop, but it's beautiful.
That's a fucking cool loop, dude.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, the culture down there, I don't know much about it, but I know that there's a lot of riding down there, you know.
I like mob shit.
Me too, bro.
I
did that. Have you ever done the Mob Museum, John?
I did that the last time.
I've been there twice.
I'm not that well traveled.
The Mob Museum in Vegas?
Yeah, it's by the Grand Hotel.
Yeah,
right
the only time I've ever actually got a chance to do that was when they moved the was it Biketoberfest or whatever it is that they used to do in Vegas?
The bike week.
Bike week, whatever it was. Yeah, they did Bike Week there, and it used to be right there in that backside of Old Reno, and there was in front of an old bar that was there for a long time where they did the like cat dancing or something where the girls would get up and dance on the bar and all
like
that.
Coyote Ugly.
Yeah. Well, actually, that bar was the reason why Coyote Ugly the movie got made. Yeah, right, so the owner. So we met her, and anyway, so they wind up shutting that down. But then the very next time I went to an event there, they wound up doing it in the parking lot of the Mob Museum.
Oh, crazy!
Yeah,
bro.
so that was really cool. I was like, man, we had like 2 killer bars there. Mob Museum is right there in the corner of us. I mean, it was.
Well, they got the speakeasy in the bottom of the Mob
Yeah,
Museum.
man, it was really dope.
Oh,
dude.
they do?
And they got taste.
I didn't know that.
So they got the speakeasy right here, and they got the taste testing right next to it.
Yep.
And then you can spend however long you want in there just
doing the thing.
So cool. Yeah.
Did you like that Minden Mill?
Oh,
is it good?
That is really good.
Cool. I'll never get to try it, but
you can smell my breath.
Yeah,
that's all you got.
Yeah, Minden Mills. We got a lot of cool whiskey in Northern
that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No,
That's a good
really
one.
good.
That Rooster is a John Esquaga's decanter from John Esquaga.
Really?
I guess they used to give those out way back in the day. You know?
Oh man.
Decanters used to be a big deal.
I got that one. That's a Mapes one. That Jack Daniels one. You know, there's some cool ones, man.
Circus.
John got those from the Railroad Museum. Is along with that phone. You know, we don't know where the phone's from, but
that's cool.
Yeah, it's
you guys really have a cool vibe.
Right,
you walk through the door and it just feels good.
It's good. Yeah.
It just feels good.
I want it to feel good. I want it to feel like it's a place where you can sit down and bullshit for an hour.
You guys are super genuine, real people, though.
Yeah.
Like listening to all the other podcasts and stuff, you get to know your family, man. You love your families. You love what you do.
Yeah.
It's just cool and genuine. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, bro. Thank you guys, man. So Scott and Brett, some kind of cool that you guys are doing. And there's an issue with our scene in Reno, in my opinion, right? And I'm not saying you guys need to co-sign this, but you know, when I've been in love with motorcycles from the time I was 4 or 5 years old, right? You know, and it was because of Street Vibrations in downtown Reno, right? And I mean Street Vibrations in downtown Reno because it's a timeline, right?
Yeah,
it's a very different thing. I fell in love with motorcycles, man. I fell in love with 2 wheels and the sounds and, you know, the people looking at them and the machines and the riding. Man, I fell in love with motorcycles, and I don't come from a biker family. You know, I don't come from bikers. I do, just not in my immediate family, right? And
indirectly.
So, right, for sure.
Yeah.
And so just growing up here doing that, and I've never missed a year, right? And, you know, I love motorcycles, man. I love the scene, and I love that Street Vibes for a while was one of the biggest events around, right? It was a citywide, huge event. And what happened, in my opinion, and I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody, but there was a corporatizing opportunity of those events, and it fucking ruined them, right? And it destroyed them in a lot of ways, just because it was a free event. A, B, everybody could come, right? And C, it was a destination, right? And it wasn't just. It was like the vendors, bro. It was. You're gonna see a lot of motorcycles. So when it moved, and they stopped letting guys with patches in, right? I don't care if you're an independent. I don't care if you disagree with what I'm about to say, but there's no bigger motorcycle enthusiast than dudes in motorcycle clubs. Right.
I love club guys.
Yeah.
Been involved in it in 25 years. And
you've seen it. You know everybody, bro. You know? Yeah.
I love the club guys. Yeah. There's nothing tighter family than a club guy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is. And these are motorcycle enthusiasts. These are dudes that ride motorcycles.
To not let them into an establishment ruins the establishment, in my opinion. I've seen it time and time again. You'll see a place and they're like, no colors.
Yep.
Okay, well, you're out of business.
Yeah. You are going out of business, man. And I've seen it happen 100. Well,
so
go ahead.
I want to key in on that because I'm not a club guy, right? But I've never been a club guy. I've never owned a bike. I've never been around motorcycle clubs until I met Jacob, he's my sponsor.
Right.
And that's how I came around him, and they took me in with open arms, right? And they treated me well. How would you guys, being who you guys are, think these establishments should mitigate that issue? If it is an issue, or like if something happens to where somebody owns somewhere and says, "Oh, I can't do this anymore," because they're unaware of how they should handle it. What?
I grab this one.
Yeah.
So, in the motorcycle club world, everybody handles their own.
Okay, so I was gonna get there. So you're literally gonna say what I'm about to say.
With the establishment, just call the P, and say, hey, we got a problem down here.
And it happens all the time.
Those club guys, they'll handle their own.
Yes.
You don't even need to do it. It's handled. All you'll hear is a phone call saying, we got it handled. Everything's good.
Yep.
Thank you. Can we pay for any damages that were done?
And it always happens.
Yeah. You're always going to get a phone call. Hey, did your waitresses get taken care of?
Yeah.
Did all the meals get paid?
Yeah.
Everything like that. Because if not, the clubs will come in and take care of it.
Right. Always.
There's a million clubs that run around and they do stuff behind closed doors, like going into a mom and pop establishment. And that day they go and everybody brings extra $50 and tips the waitress.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody hears about all the cool stuff.
Right.
But clubs handle their own.
Yes.
And
that's what I was literally about to get
honestly do.
Yeah.
Well,
here's the other part here's the other flip side of that. There's a dying breed of man.
Agreed.
And I don't know if it's dying, but Joe Rogan has that quote. It's weak men create hard times create strong men create soft times, and soft times create weak men, right? So and I believe we're in that weird place right now in the world where we have good times and we have soft men. Right.
But I think there's a turning point.
And I do think so.
I feel
very
it.
much.
I feel it.
But what I think is 99% of violence, right, in any world is handled by let's go in the backyard and just get this over.
Yeah.
And that's a part of man that I think inherently is a positive one. And I think it's what happened to this part. So it's like if you have a disagreement with a guy, go in the backyard and do that. But that's a dying thing, right? And so now it's no, these rowdy fucks are just not going to come into my shit, and it is like you said too. There's also bad lots who ruin it, I believe, for other people.
But you have to have that,
and you have to have the balance. Yeah,
you have the balance. You have to have.
Don't let those guys in.
Every group or whatever group of whatever it is, you're gonna have the leader, the funny guy, the guy that causes chaos.
Yeah.
Everybody has to have that spot to have a balanced group.
I agree. 100%.
But you can't judge the entire group because there's a jackass in there.
For sure. Yep. I got motherfuckers too. Yep. And I get it, and I totally understand. I think that if you're listening, and there's no better customer than a group of dudes that are going to come in. And if you're going to be like, well, you're welcome here, like you said,
loyal.
They're going to be loyal. They're going to take care of you. They're going to throw events there. Or they're going to come take care of your stuff. And if something does happen, we're going to come support you in that way too, because that's what we would do in our own community, right?
Somebody needs help, that's who you call.
Yeah. I totally agree. I think that, but that's also the reason why, they stopped letting the patches into the event itself. But it wasn't just that. There was guys there that were showing up with Marine patches. I mean, just, they're Marines, they're veterans.
Yeah.
And they want to wear they're
proud.
They want to be proud. They want to wear the Marine patch. It's not a motorcycle club. I'm just like, they're not even in the Marines MC. They're just Marines, right? Yeah. With a Marines patch,
right? Getting
turned away from the door, right? That tore me up inside, and that's ever since I saw that day. I was prospecting. Ever since I saw that, I was like, fuck this. We're gonna start our own show, and that was 6 years ago, right? And now, what I am hoping to achieve, and there's not a person I've talked to that's in this community that disagrees with what I think. There's variations and caveats, but for the most part, they're like, we want it to be like that again. It's just gonna have to be somewhere else, And what's important is that you guys have seen this vision, both of you collectively, and seen what we have said. And I don't know if you guys share in these opinions or ideals, but you guys have seen that there's been a problem and missed that as well. And you guys also want to be a part of the kind of the shift in the culture to bring back that kind of old street vibe, but just with a different name. You know what I mean? And man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you guys are kind of the forefront, kind of the breaking ground guys on making that a reality.
Even last year started to be a lot bigger than the years before.
Agreed.
I think the momentum's coming right back. And I think people want it.
Yeah.
And if we bring something cool, they'll support it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And last year was pretty damn good.
It was good, dude. It was good. Both fall and spring were great,
I would say the let's see, the fall one is the later one, spring.
Yeah.
So the spring one was a little bit
it was raining.
It was weather.
It was tough.
We got rained out. We fucking did it anyway.
So coming from San Diego to coming up here, there's a different dynamic here too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be able to put on events down there and get 3,000 to 5,000 people to show up, it doesn't feel like it's as hard.
Really? Well, it's just a big place. Yeah.
There's more population.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
So I get that part of it.
Yes.
But there's this different vibe to it too.
Yeah.
And I'm learning very quickly that if I try to use the same recipe to get people to come to events that we would put on down there and use that same applied recipe up here, the recipe has to change.
Yeah.
It took me a little while to figure that out because I'm like, man, I'm doing everything I should be doing. Why am I only getting like 200 people to show up here?
Totally.
That doesn't make sense to me. It's not making sense. We're doing all the right stuff.
Right.
But it's not working.
Right.
And then even if, like, let's say motorcycle games, I've found that people here are watchers instead of doers.
Totally.
They want to be entertained.
Yeah, they don't want to do the entertainment.
But they don't want to be the entertainment.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's a part where if there's enough people around, eventually you're going to get people to participate. But in general, even the games you play up here have to be different than the type of games we would do down where everybody wants to be, on Instagram. They want to have some viral reel post or a picture of them doing something stupid, whatever. That's down there. You know, up here, totally different.
It is different.
It's very different.
I think that's what probably sets you guys apart, though, that you're willing to understand cultural differences of what 400 miles.
Yeah. Well, San Diego too is like he was saying. It's locals that are coming generally, right? It's other people from Southern California for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, if we do an event, we could have people from all the way down to the border. Yeah. All the way as far north as say Cerritos.
Yeah, exactly.
Northern LA.
We're talking
Orange
10 million
County.
people. Yeah.
There's a ton of people to show up.
Yeah.
Here, it's like
I'm getting people. They got to drive a while.
They got to. It's like even when I type in who I want advertising to hit, I'm like Truckee. Yeah. Right. Tahoe. Right. Like I'm a Sparks. Like all these places are not close to each other. Right. But that's also the dynamic of why the riding here is so different. And one thing I've noticed here more than like in Southern California, people build their bikes to be a little bit more seen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
People up here.
I know why, and I have an answer. Yeah.
But people up here do it differently.
Right.
They build their bikes for the ride that they want to ride.
Right.
And then it works backwards. Like the performance has nothing to do with this is the coolest brakes on the market. The brakes that they're going to buy is like, I ride mountains. Right. And so the brake setup I have is because I know I could hit a straightaway to hit like 90, 95. Right. And then I'm going to hit an immediate chicane and I got to have good braking. Yeah, so their methods, the way they think about it is differently. People aren't setting up their bikes to have the dopest paint jobs. They're setting up their bikes to perform the way they want the bike to ride first. First. And then everything else is kind of secondary.
Yep. It is
Whereas
so true.
Southern California, it's more about
the design. Yeah.
The design, what's popular, what brand of pipe on. It's not it for them. It's not. It's not suiting necessarily the ride that they want.
Right.
It's the ride that they think
is cool.
That's going to get the most people to get visible.
That's it. Well, it's also, it's just like I got back from, I was in like the Midwest, right? Not a set of T-bars in the Midwest, right? But there's no mountains, there's no hills, and there's no twisties in the Midwest, right? It's all flat.
It's just flat.
It's just flat. So it's a lot of ape hangers and big wheel baggers, right?
Yeah, of course.
Which is cool. I like motorcycles, so I like that they do that there. I got big wheels here, but it's like it's all T-bars, radial calipers, and seats that push you up because we have twisties and we're doing sharp corner turns at
it's purpose-built bikes
for sure.
And a lot of the trends go from California to New York, and they just flow that
way. They do that.
Really
so somebody told me that it really does start
3
out here.
3 years
in the West. Yeah.
So if the New York guys are seeing something in California, they're like, okay, we got
some T-bars.
3 years to handle this, and then we got to get on board.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. Like I the Ventura style headlight bucket, right? That here, John, pull that up real quick. It's the Ventura style Dyna. Ventura style dyno.
Sorry, I was looking up how redheaded handle morphine.
Forgot to bring some. We could have had a visual.
Not with me.
I would have brought you some morphine. I got a guy, bro. You know what I mean? I ain't talked to him in 11 years, but I got a guy.
I see enough as it is.
So this is, like this. Let me see. Right there.
You're talking
bottom
about
left.
Bottom left.
Bottom
yes,
left, brother. With the two bikes?
Where it rides up
Yeah.
above. Yeah.
Yeah. See, so when they put that, I mean, it's like that
I
was
saw a lot of that in San Francisco too.
for sure. That's
Yeah.
a Bay Area.
That's a Bay Area thing.
That literally took off everywhere else, and it was like, well, look at that's a pretty one.
That's
Wow,
pretty.
Look at that FXR.
That's pretty.
Oh wow.
The most
Yeah.
now you're saying it's pretty, it's highlighting it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty one. Yeah, that style is now in New York, right? You know what I mean? But it took 10 years to get out there, It's God, look at that. That's a cool dyno. Yeah. No. There we go. Go back.
That's Scott's next purchase right there.
There you go.
See, that's
Turbo and wheelie bars.
That's
That bike is like
something I can get
fucking a
behind,
fat
Scott.
chick. You just don't want your friends to see. You know what I mean?
my friends are seeing. I'm pulling up on this motherfucker.
Yeah, you can
I
run
think
it,
John's
dude.
going to buy one of those, isn't he? When
Dude,
in
yeah.
the podcast, you were trying
He's
to
like,
talk
"Oh, that's my
I told him to
first
get a
bike."
trike.
Yeah.
that.
I got
the
so
road glide
my-
trike is
my-
pretty cool looking. Though.
I've got a lot of buddies that ride trikes, and they fucking love them, dude. I got a lot of vets
It's just weird.
Yeah.
to
Can I
not,
fit an
like,
LS
lean
in there,
into
Scott?
it,
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Of course you can. It's the Boss Haas.
with the reverse.
Hell yeah, I'd put an LS in there.
There's a
dude.
reverse in it, dude.
the Boss Haas has an LS motor in it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I can't turn for shit, but nobody's catching.
It's okay. You don't need to turn on these ones.
No,
Yeah. There you go. Well, yeah. But like I said, you guys are helping us. Again, you guys are tracking the vision, and I think you guys have arrived at the thoughts that we've had independently. And
we want to grow it.
Yeah.
and make it huge and
Yeah.
make it a destination again.
Yeah,
There,
exactly.
it has to be, man.
Yeah.
There's the people in this town, the businesses that survive. I mean, because a lot of what this town survives on, and all the surrounding businesses and towns from here, they really honestly survive on transients that are coming through. And I don't mean transients as in people
Tourism,
sleep.
yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
tourism. So that's a big thing, man. And there's probably you won't see anything bigger for tourism than motorcyclists.
Right.
Out here, you ride with your head on a swivel, but you can't control everyone else. If you're hurt in a motorcycle wreck, the insurance game starts fast. Don't go it alone. Law Tigers is a national network of motorcycle accident attorneys. Start with a free case evaluation, and there are no upfront fees. You don't pay attorney fees unless they recover compensation for you. Law Tigers is a sponsor of 4th Street Live podcast. Law Tigers, because you should never ride alone.
There's only one place in town I'd take my Harley-Davidson motorcycle to, and that is Slabs Sides Motorcycle Shop on Glendale Avenue in Reno. If you're looking for a tune-up, customizing your motorcycle, bars, exhaust, they've got everything you need and one of the best hourly rates in town for any of your motorcycle repair stuff. Go check out Slabs Sides Motorcycle Shop.
This isn't a story about crime. It's a story about what happens when the railroad becomes something else. Critics are raving about Green's new novel, a gripping blend of reality and fiction. Written by Jacob Green, inspired by real life on the railroad and in the outlaw motorcycle world. A secret network of hitmen, contracts hidden inside of steel spikes, and an underground world as old as the rail itself. Couldn't put it down, never lost interest, a story you don't see coming. The Rail Runner, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
And
They literally soak up the grounds
And that's
instantly when it comes to any big rally.
I mean, and that's the beauty of this place. If you set up a good event, like I grew up on, Hot August Nights
Yep.
and Street
Well,
Vibrations.
even that's going.
And if you
Yeah.
What the fuck?
set up a good event where
Yeah.
you accommodate the masses,
Yeah.
people will wait all year. We're gonna go to fucking Reno for
Yep.
a week.
They plan their
we're
year
gonna
around it.
we're gonna gamble. We're gonna ride out there, like the cat house runs, like everything that you get to do here, you can't do in 99% of the country.
Well, you can you
No.
can't.
Yeah.
That last thing you mentioned,
Yeah.
that you can't do that anywhere
Yeah,
else.
you can't
No.
fuck
Right.
horse for free. I mean, legally. Excuse me, it's not free. Sorry, girls.
You can always fuck whores for free.
You can fuck lots of horses for free.
They are sex workers, okay? They are legally sex workers, and they can be taxed.
God, America. Nevada is such a great state. God damn it.
Yeah,
legal prostitution, gambling, 24-hour fucking bar town, and you get to ride your motorcycle in any direction and see a beautiful area. You know what I mean?
You know when I knew it was
really
going down.
hub.
You know when I knew it was going downhill, Jacob? When they took Awful away.
When they took what?
Awful away.
Awful, dude. Yeah, that was my favorite. That's
4 in the morning.
You guys ever go to? You guys know what that is?
I heard about it, but I didn't win.
The Little Nugget, right by the Reno Arch.
Yeah.
It was a Nugget, the Little Nugget, and who's Cassell? Jim Cassell's Nugget, and it was in the back. There was this
just grease trap.
You know? Do you guys know who's the comedian? The redheaded comedian?
Like Carrot Top?
No, the angry guy. Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
I like
Bill
him.
Burr's favorite restaurant, right?
I like
He
that
talks
guy.
about it often.
Oh,
right?
yes.
And that was like, that's my childhood, dude. It was like a basket of fucking fries and a burger this fucking big.
Dude, everybody,
You'd be
it's like every
16-year-old
place has those.
You'd be 16-year-old in Reno getting fucked up with your friends at night with no parental supervision. That's where you were at 3 in the morning getting a fucking 3.
That's so funny. That place closed.
burger.
And then I think Street Vibes moved like 2 years later. So maybe you're onto something, bro.
I'm telling you, that was like the crown jewel, dude.
No, it really was. It really was a push from law enforcement to move it to a secure location so they could determine who's allowed to enter or not. You know.
Well, there's more to it than that on the promoter side of it.
And I'm sure.
So on the promotional side of it, the city jumped right behind it, right? So you have the municipalities that are enforcing the newer regulations that are coming from these boards on the city.
Yeah.
And the city has decided, to make it harder, it's a way for them to be able to say, I can wash my hands of it and still play nice to everybody, right? These are our rules. So if you can make the rule, if you can fit inside these rules, then of course you can have your event here.
Okay.
But they make it so hard to have the event. By the time you and I want to have one to grow it, it's so exhausting.
Yeah.
And how much they want to pull from you, like money wise, right?
Permits and
it's like they basically exhaust you to give up.
Yeah.
And that's what their rules and regulations are really for. So they can still play nice as long as you play by our rules.
Yeah.
But those rules are so exhausting.
Yeah.
You have to be a literal athlete to get through even the first part of it.
Well, I mean, it kind of sounds like we need somebody to like run for.
Well, we got it.
We
got a biker running for office, so we got it happening. You know,
that'd be cool if he got it.
Troy's actively running for. I'm sorry for.
What a cool dude.
Yeah, he's very fucking
cool.
Man.
You just really need people. It doesn't even have to be on the higher end. You just need people on the lower municipal level that are just basically rubber stamping the papers that are coming through that will at least smile at you and be like, yeah, I get what you're trying to do here. I understand that you're trying to help our community and our small businesses thrive so that they can glean the taxes that they want to tax everybody for. But it's not going to happen if our businesses are falling apart and dying because not enough people are coming here.
Right.
But they're choking out the things that create the business for the small business to live off of.
And one thing I think that people have forgotten that are my age and, that I'm 30. So I think that 30 to 50, and I could be totally wrong, have forgotten that like 99% of whatever the federal government does isn't going to directly impact you. It will not directly impact you. 99% of what your fucking county commissioner does and votes on that you never look at, don't know who's in, is going to directly impact your fucking life.
Yeah. That's right.
And I mean, that guy knocking on your door that is like trying to run for office in Ward 2, listen to that fucking guy because he might enact something in a year that fucks you. Or fucks the things that you want to do.
Or shoots your housing.
He's actually speaking to a lot of truth because,
it's a lot of truth.
There's a lot of truth there. Like you
need to learn to hate your local government first.
Well, I mean, so a lot of people move from California through COVID because they're like, I can't take the nonsense they're putting everybody through COVID. Whatever side of the on the reasoning you were, people left California to get away from the nonsense, right? But then they realize when they get to the states that they thought were red states, full of freedom, blah, 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 on a municipal level, all of a sudden they're very blue.
Right.
And they're like, don't come to Tennessee, don't come here, don't come there. If you're trying to bring your kids to a school that's not going to teach all this stuff that you don't want them to learn.
Yeah.
Don't come here. It's better in California because everybody at the level that we have to deal with are enforcing these things that we were running from.
Yeah.
Right. So he's right, because even though at a much broader level, yes, come here. It's a safe haven for people who are conservative or of that nature.
Totally.
But then when you get to a municipal level where you're having to deal with school boards or municipal boards or city boards, then they're blue.
Permits for your party.
All of a sudden the ideology changes completely.
Yep.
And that's some of the things that you struggle with, like as a promoter, like some of the things that Scott and I can run into when we're trying to put things together in these areas. I mean, I can literally open carry into Walmart, right?
Yeah.
Can't do that in San Diego. I mean,
now you can.
No.
Yeah, dude, they're changing the law down
not
there.
yet.
Man.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Trust me, I'd be the first one to run in there and be like, "Jay, take a look at this little tiny area here." Okay? But but up here, like, coming from having to jump through hoops to be able to carry down there, and then I come up here and the officer is like, "Hey man, you can wear that outside." Like, I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I was acting weird, right? He's like, "No, you can put your gun outside. Like, you can wear it. Just wear it outside. Don't conceal it."
Right.
I was like, "I can open carry?" He's like, "Yeah, just go. You do your normal thing. Just open carry so people can see you have a gun on you."
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the most freeing moment I've had in Nevada ever. Like, I can do that. He's,
you can have more than 10 rounds in that fucker, too.
Oh, dude, I was all of it. He's like, and immediately he goes, "Oh, you're from California?" I was like, "Yeah, from San Diego." He's like, "Oh no, you're good, man. You're good.
You're good."
He's as a matter of fact, I actually would prefer you to carry it outside. Please don't conceal it here.
Yeah.
Like, it's better for you to carry it on outside. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have your
it's different.
If you have your concealed, you need to conceal it. But like an open carry, an open carry in a general sense for a cop is, oh, I can see it right now.
I can see it, and I know what you're doing, and I understand.
Right now,
he can read the situation well.
Right.
So I understood that.
Yeah.
But it's scary to the commoner.
It's scary to me to have a cop come up to me and say, I have my conceal on me. Like, I have my conceal carry.
Yeah.
Right. So when he said I could see that, and I immediately just I started getting nervous. Right. So I just was reacting to the situation, and it was hard to stay calm because you have a cop pressing you about something. I
wouldn't even stop, bro. So I don't know.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
Well, that's you. But for me, he just caught me so off guard. But then, he was really super cool about it. He's like, just take it out and put it on your hip so I can see it. And I was like, that's different.
Yeah,
that's very unusual here. But at the same time, so you have that mentality where people want to carry the weapons here, which is great. I love that. Right, because it makes me feel safe. The more I see people carry and carry responsibly, it makes me feel very safe in the community.
Yeah.
Well, and that tide's turning too. That tide's turning. I
think that's what I'm talking about. Like that level of thinking happens.
Well,
on
it used to be
level.
impossible to get a CCW in California, right?
Oh, dude,
it was.
So that is what's slowly changing.
That's what
because now they're like for me.
I got guys in.
We finally the federally. They had some things that changed in California,
right?
Where I believe it was Trump's first run, he started pressing, and basically the sheriff said, "Okay, so we can't put you through this 15 hours of sitting in an office, and then you have to get interviewed." And they cut all that out too. Send us the thing that you're doing. Give us a little map of why you want it.
Qualify.
And, a little qualifier, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then, so when I went through it, it was just a couple classes. And
you used to have to be like a fucking diamond merchant.
Man. It was crazy.
Well, the shooting, I think, was different even a long time. I think it was it easier? It must have been easier.
Do you know what I think had a big push?
Qualifies what? Isn't it 5 rounds and a quarter or something like that?
No, it's 10, 10, and 10. It's you go
for here.
Yeah, it's 10, 10, and 10
to qualify for a CCW.
Yeah. Like you're shooting qualifier.
7, 15, and 30.
The first one I got, I never touched a gun. I sat
you
in
didn't
a classroom.
Even shoot? There you go. Okay.
No, I never even touched a gun. I just sat through a 30-minute class, and they gave
30
me a
minute.
gun. Yeah, 30-minute class. Took a picture and gave me showed up and pulled a revolver out. Said, "This is
the
a
revolver." Where did you take your class, Scott?
Northern Utah.
Okay.
Utah?
Okay.
Fuck yeah. They don't
was it really a class though? Was it some dude's like, "Yeah, you come around back, I'll teach you how to shoot a gun, buddy."
Now Scott's on a watch list.
We carried guns since we were little kids.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
Everybody should know how to use them.
Do you know who has the most lax gun laws? Is fucking Arizona.
Wyoming.
No, Arizona.
Arizona.
Arizona is in that constitutional concealed carry.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Or something like that.
Arizona's like, oh, you gotta fucking rocket launcher in your car, fuck it. not literally, but like when I went to Arizona, like that's old school, old like cowboy West shit, dude. And they just, your grandma has a fucking 357 in her purse. Like everybody there has
Dirty Harry.
I got a funny story I got to tell you. So went to the Hoover Dam. I've never been to the Hoover. I fucking work on the railroad, right? I travel all over. Never been. I drive over it every goddamn so much, you know. And I was like, one day, I had a easy day, you know. I only had to drive to Phoenix from Vegas, right? And I stop at the Hoover Dam, and part of what I do on the railroad is what they call thermite. I don't know if you know thermite. So thermiting. And so I had these kits in the back of my car, right? A couple of thermite kits, right? And
some low grade explosives,
right? Well, it's not. I mean, it's not. It's an incendiary, right? I think is what they call it, right? But
it still goes boom,
right?
Until you put it under pressure.
So I'm like not really thinking about it because it's a railroad material, right? You know, and I'm not thinking about this, and I drive, and I get to the checkpoint. And I didn't know this is Homeland Security, right? You know what I mean? I'm like, this is the fucking Hoover Dam. What are we doing?
That's critical infrastructure.
So it's like,
I didn't either when the first time I went across there. I was like, oh.
Yeah. So I get to the checkpoint and he asked me if I had, I think he was kidding too. And he's like, you have any, you know what he say? He's like, booze, alcohol, dynamite, anything like that? And I was like, no, I just got some thermite. And he's like, dynamite? I was like, no, thermite. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? I mean, pulled me off in the secondary, felony stop, pulled me out the fucking car. You know what I mean? And I was like, and I'm trying to explain to these Homeland Security people for like 20 fucking minutes why I have fucking thermite and throat tattoos, right? You know what I mean? They did not understand what I'm trying to say. I literally pulled up a video from my phone of me doing one of these thermite welds like in the railroad, and I'm like, this is all this is. It's crucible. Just fuses rail together. Like I was just fucking on my way and I wanted to swing. They finally let me go. You know what I mean? But it was just, I thought that was so fun. I just had to tell you, dude.
No, I pulled up there in my van and they asked me that and I'm like, I always have a gun with me.
Yeah.
Just don't pull it out and you're just fine. But then they told me about the Homeland Security. I had no idea that
me neither,
that was
dude.
that big of a security deal there.
You know why? There's something under there, bro.
I got a good one for you.
Okay.
So I lived on this remote ranch up in Southeast Oregon.
Yeah.
And Scott Redbeard, I'm telling you, when I mean remote, like you had to drive 70 miles to get cell phone reception to make a phone call.
It's like, do you guys know where Jordan Valley is?
It is.
I heard of it.
Yeah, it's like
the
just
nearest
into the
Walmart
mountains.
was 225 miles away.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
we're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, the ranch that I work on is 180,000 acres of private, and there's 2 of us.
Yeah.
Wow.
The guy who was my boss, his grandpa ran it, so he was like the grandson. But this dude lived in these mountains his whole life. This is a different person, and he's this little 5'6", just toughest dude in the world. But he also has like 9,000 guns. Every truck has a gun. Like I don't want to carry one to the truck. I just keep one in every truck.
Well, yeah.
And so we were all licensed firefighters because if something happens, the fire department's not getting there and they're sending a helicopter first. And so what that ranch did, they would buy surplus military equipment.
Hell yeah.
And that's what we would fight fires with. We bought D8 dozers, like Vietnam era stuff like that. So anyway, him and our neighbor Matt, and they took a big drop deck up to Washington because they bought another D8 dozer from the military, and they had to go to a military base in Washington, and they come pulling up to the military base. Well, they wanted a truck to drive while they were up there, and they had John's truck on that drop deck. They come pulling up to this military base, and they get to the checkpoint. And the guy, the first questions, like firearms or anything, and there's John in the fucking passenger seat grinning like,
Yeah.
There's a couple in that truck right there, and they get the fuck out right now.
Yeah. And Oregon.
No, this is Washington.
Okay.
And Matt's looking at him like, you son of a bitch.
You set me up.
Dude, they pulled him out, put him in a golf cart, and then they fucking took them to a room, and Matt's this giant man, and John's not, and he's looking at John like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, you
you motherfucker. Yeah. So this guy comes back in, and and he goes, which one is the truck? The big truck. And Matt's like me. He was like, which one's the pickup? And he's like, that's me. And he goes, so I know you told me there was a gun in the vehicle. You didn't tell me that there was 2 handguns and a long gun, and they're all loaded in there. And he goes, well, there's also
but there's more.
But you didn't look here.
There's also another one under the seat. And he goes, I apologize. And they sat there for almost a day in that room, and they were looking at like federal charges, and all that. And what got him off, he's like, I think it was because they talked to somebody, and they're like, they're buying a fucking $100,000 bulldozer.
Yeah.
So they made him
spend some money.
Some people are still reasonable like that. If it makes sense, you know.
Well, you guys are railroad people. You've been to the Golden Spike in Utah?
In Promontory Summit. So I wrote about in my book.
I gotta get one of your books.
I'll get you a book, I promise. In my book.
You wrote a book?
I did. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
the Rail Runner.
Yeah, so it's the Rail Runner. So it was an inside joke about my life, the way I travel, right? I don't look like I make okay money, right? You know, and I do. I have a company, right?
He sells crack.
Right. My
rails.
The rails is just, that's low key.
You ever rail lines at Rail City, dude? You know?
Yeah.
But my wife's grandfather was retiring.
Right.
And I didn't work on the railroad. I'm literally through and through a salesman. I'm marketing. I was in a 3-piece suit for most of my life, and he calls me one day and says, like, do you want to take over this company, right? And it was a running joke in their family because nobody could quite articulate what it is that he did on the railroad. And even if he sat there and explained it to you, you wouldn't understand unless you worked on the railroad, really, you know? And so the running joke was he was just a hitman, a traveling hitman, right? You know, and
that was the joke.
Yeah, it was the joke, right? Because he's in nice hotels. He's in a different city every night.
Yeah.
He gets a new car every couple of years. You know, I've still never met the company that I work for, right? So it's like a lot of conspiracy that adds up, right?
Right, of
like
course.
They're out of Ohio, right? Which has already got a lot of mob ties and like,
it sounds
you know,
great.
and it's like, so I've got a company out of Ohio and so that was the joke, right? Like we had never met our boss, right? And never met the people, like we've only talked to him on the phone that pay us all this money to do this job, right?
Right.
And so I wrote that book while I'd been traveling, and I was like, I started writing about what that would look like and how that would work. And so it's basically a book about it's a fictional story tied into real life. So it's my life, it's everything that happened, but tied into what it would look like if we were hitmen, you know?
Wow.
So I wrote about Promontory Summit because at the end of my story, and spoiler alert, at the end of my story, it's the chapter called Promontory Summit, and it's kind of an east-west hitman colliding in this story.
As the railroad.
So then the meeting that you have to find the new GM of the entire hitman organization, they all meet at Promontory Summit.
I think he has a guilty conscience, and he wrote that book just to make
That's what everybody. So I've
Yeah.
added so much conspiracy.
Is there
into this
motorcycles
book.
involved in this book?
Oh yeah, yep.
See, I think that could just send that to Taylor Sheridan.
Send it to him, man.
You know,
Yeah,
that's how SOA got started. Like the best parts of SOA were written by Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah, it's funny.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
right. And so a lot of it about the motorcycles was like I was a dirt bag who's like, you know, a biker who's like trying to find a better life, and it's really I'm just always going to be that. You know what I mean? I'm always going to be a dirt bag who likes motorcycles, but that's a huge part of the book. My first murder in the book, I'm on a motorcycle. You know what I mean? My character's on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So,
Honestly, you know, when you really think about a tale of motorcycles, something that really draws people in, even people who don't like motorcycles or maybe don't know much about the scene.
Yeah.
Anything that really, when you think about the Old West, when you think about old
horses
cowboys,
and bikes.
you mix. Essentially, that's what we are. We're modern day cowboys
Yep.
on metal horses.
That's why I love Nevada, man, because it all mixes so well. And that's why
Yep.
That's why I try to embody in this show with John.
Yeah.
Is it's cowboys, casinos, railroad, aliens. Right? We have the
I
fucking
love
perfect.
this
Oh,
you know what
don't
I
even
mean?
get me
So,
started with
yeah.
aliens. We were talking about that stuff actually when we were
Yeah.
sitting down some of our personal experiences.
Yeah.
Because I think I was talking to you on the phone
Yep.
about,
Yeah, yeah.
a little bit about,
the
know,
conspiracy
how
theories.
you
Yeah,
growing
I love
up.
it.
My dad was big into that, man.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
We have
Like I go visit Rachel, Nevada. Who fucking goes to Rachel, Nevada, dude?
Who does
Me
that?
to go buy shit, you know, like
Yeah.
to go buy
But
Area
that-
51 stuff.
That
You know,
Promontory is where I grew up,
you grew up in Promontory Summit?
right next to Promontory. That's why I was like, you been there?
No shit.
That's where that's the on the farms, horses.
So
That's
cool.
where I
You
grew
got to
up.
tell people what Promontory is because there's a lot of people who
Yeah,
don't
so
know what that
Promontory
is.
Summit is during the Transcontinental Railroad, the very last spike where the east and the west railroads. They were building them from east to west. And they were building them and they met in Promontory Summit, Utah, which is a northeast of Salt Lake City, right? Do I have that right?
Yeah, it's pretty close to the Idaho border.
Right. It's past Ogden, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, way past Ogden. This little city called Corinne. That was going to be the Salt Lake City because it was so big back then.
Right.
So
it's kind of a ghost town now, right?
It is. There's one bar and a
Yeah.
gas station.
Do you guys know why that they met so far on our side?
Because it took longer to build through the mountains on our side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
we had to build through Truckee,
You had to get through the Rockies. Yeah, the Sierra Nevadas and the Rockies.
Did you see that show, Hell on Wheels?
Oh, dude,
I
that's
love that show.
I love that.
Pull it up, John.
people don't understand.
Yeah.
With that show, and so Jacob works on the track.
Yeah,
the
I'm
track side,
on track side.
and I worked on the trainman side.
Yeah, he was.
What
an
are those?
engineer.
And-
You have to.
So there's two different. There's MOW, right? MOW is track. It's like you're the track guys. There's like
What's
four,
a track guy specifically?
They work on the tracks.
The
and
track.
they work
Physically on the rails.
on the rails,
Yep.
and then he's an engineer. He works on the trains, and so there's signal maintainers that work on the signals and the crossings. Right? There's a lot of different jobs involved, but the three main jobs are signal, engineer, and MOW. And MOW is like the guys that work on the track, the guys swinging sledgehammers out there.
But here,
Really?
so here's the
digging up alleys.
What does
working on the
MOW?
rails.
Yeah.
What does it
Ma-
stand for?
maintenance
I-
away.
Maintenance of way. Yeah.
So
Okay.
so here's the
Yeah, I
thing.
love this show, man.
People don't
check
understand.
this out. Is this Utah?
No, it's all the way. It's the whole story of the railroad.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here! How do
yeah.
I not know
No,
this?
it's the
East
whole
versus
story.
Well, I've
west.
been too busy
It's the
writing my
whole
own
thing.
fucking book.
Yeah, it's the whole story of east to west,
Yeah.
and when they meet and everything.
People don't understand the. So I worked on the union side of it.
Yeah.
Jacob's non-union.
Yeah.
And
It's my own
so
company.
the railroad, the union for the railroad is the oldest and the first union in this country.
Yeah.
And the reason they did that is because when it was time to pay, like people, they would be like, "Oh, go in that cave and we got to finish this up," and they'd blow you up with dynamite.
Yeah,
And they were evil motherfuckers. And it's so weird because it like resonated to when I was working there. You had like the company against the.
You guys have both watched this?
but
Oh, yeah, all the
you
way
guys, you guys have also heard the stories of all the people following the railways, going through the mountains looking for all the bags of gold that were hidden, and these people were killed.
Right.
Dude, and I'm telling you, like when we showed up to learn, like when
Yeah.
because you had to go to school, when we showed up to like go to school, the first thing that these guys told us is like, "Hey, check it out. This job's gonna suck. You're gonna get paid a lot of money, but the people paying us hate you,
Yeah.
and they will fire you at any moment that
Yeah.
they can fire you."
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird to hear it, and then you get there. And then you have a manager at 1 a.m. in a hailstorm while you're working outside telling you like, "Hey, you did nothing wrong, but you're going to get something wrong tonight," because they have a quota of like safety violations they have to meet.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a rough job.
It
A
is,
lot of
man.
people
What?
die,
Yeah.
but it's fucked up.
Yeah. I've seen dude lose
And-
arms on the railroad.
Oh yeah.
No.
And
Yeah. Last time I was there, I called you that day, didn't I? I was at a mine, and a dude was pretty green, and he's a brake. Oh, that's the other job, brakeman. He's a brake guy.
they got
Right.
rid of those. They sold those away
Yeah,
for
yeah.
$30,000.
There you go. Yeah.
So now there's only 2 guys on a fucking local.
So what they do
it's
is
even more
when
dangerous
they're,
now.
they're switching in, right, and there's this coupling, right, like it goes like this.
It's called a knuckle.
Right.
Yeah, and it'll grab so they're shoving in, right, and they're picking
Yeah.
up loads, and then they're going, right. So he's shoving.
You're
in
talking about from cart to cart.
from
Yep.
car to car.
It's
Yeah,
called
yeah.
a knuckle because look at his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a brakeman's job is there's a circular disc brake, and he'll loosen that to make the car go, right, and it looks like a steering wheel, and so he was the brake guy, and he was in there, and he had his arm in the coupling, and it just pinched his arm shut. He didn't bleed.
I
He
could
just
show-
lost his arm.
I could show you
Yeah.
guys some gnarly
I've
pictures.
seen that.
There was
I've
a homeless.
seen stuff.
Cauterized instantly from the pressure.
But he basically it's smashed it.
smashed
inside,
it
internally.
shut, and it just fell
That's
out the
so
bottom.
much pressure.
Yeah, so much pressure. It's 2 full loaded aggregate
Oh, his
Real
arm
quick.
literally fell down.
fell down through.
But
the,
it also.
yeah.
Wow.
Right. Didn't bleed. Did not bleed. Just lost his arm.
Your
and did
first-
not bleed. He
your
was in
first-
shock. He never bled. I think they had to go. I think he still had to go get. But fuck, that literally was like I called everyone that day because I got kicked off the job site because it was at a private mine, right? And it's
That'd be like that.
Yeah,
You
it was a
wouldn't be-
contractor. Yeah. know
Oh
what I
my
mean? So
gosh, I
there's-
can't even imagine.
Fuck it, how crazy is that shit? I mean, it's a dangerous fucking gig, But that's and then what he's talking about is there's the railroad ties, like the wooden ties underneath the rail.
Yeah.
I always thought they're about 6 feet 7 feet, depending on which tie.
I've built a lot of stuff with them.
Cool. Yeah, they're great fence ties.
Yeah.
But underneath you got to dig the ballast out, right? What a perfect place for a body, right?
Oh, it'd be
So that's what I
ideal.
wrote the whole book around, is that's where we're putting the bodies, right? You know what I
Wow,
mean?
you're well thought out.
Who's anybody going to fucking check underneath the
Nobody's
goddamn
gonna go
railroad tie
there.
except for railroad?
Nobody.
You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Nobody's
So,
going to go there.
there's railroad ties
Nobody.
that have been in the ground for the last 70 years that have never been touched again.
They just
you know
moved
what I
the
mean?
railway to somewhere else,
for
and
sure.
it's still
That's
there.
what they do.
Still there,
Yeah.
And they don't dig it back up and redo it or nothing. They just leave it.
It has to be. I mean, some railroad ties don't get touched again. You know?
No, like
I
with
got
some of these some of the rails
Yeah.
where they don't get used, don't they get like they can lease them out to people so that you can use them
That's
as storage?
called a short line.
Yeah, short
Yeah.
line. So they're like, hey,
There
we're
you
not
go.
using this for the main line, so we're going to use this as storage line. So that's
So this is a guy I was working with one night. The train lost air and moved like an inch. His finger's still in there.
Gross. Let me see.
why was
That's
his
pretty
why was his
cool.
hand in there?
Because you've been working 12 hours. and
Oh, you're just
in
exhausted,
the middle
yeah.
of the night, and then
You
the
just
train-
like lean against it and then it moves.
Yeah,
And
that's
boom.
right. Because when you're a switchman or a brakeman, you're undoing and moving trains.
Yep.
And so like you're just in there and you put your hand there, and then
all the brakes are controlled by air pressure.
Right. That's
And
what
so
those
when they
discs
were-
are. Yeah. That's what
So
those steering
they tie those hand brakes, so when they release air pressure, those carts don't move, because when they leave cars places, they have to be able to pull away. Well, all the air leaves the train, so it relieves the pressure off the brakes, and then
So
like
no air pressure brakes are on.
Just a small movement and
Yeah.
boom. And,
And
he was
so-
just resting himself or whatever.
and
Yeah.
and I mean, we had a homeless guy sleep under those locomotives because they leave them running in the wintertime, so they don't have to put coolant in them. They just fill them with water. But they leave them running in the wintertime so they stay warm. And there's like homeless people who sleep under them if they can't get in them. And one of our guys pulled a loco out one time, and there was a homeless guy with his legs laying over the track,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
And I mean,
No way.
yeah, right here in Sparks, cut both his legs off. And when he was getting packed up in the ambulance, one of the switchmen in the yard picked up both his legs and handed it to him. And he had no, like Jacob said, just no idea what the fuck was going
Yeah.
on. His legs were gone.
Yeah.
And there was no blood anywhere.
Yeah,
I mean,
it just pitches. It's so heavy. Think about it. You know, and they're just
one
full of-
locomotive weighs
yeah.
400,000 pounds.
So every horror film where someone gets run over and there's massive amounts of blood, like
No.
that's fake.
No.
That's fake.
No,
I know
wait,
why.
No, if they get hit by
I mean,
the
if you
sled,
get hit right, I
if they
guess,
get
you
hit
know?
up front,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they get hit up front,
That'll
I've hit a
affect
cow at 40 miles an hour, and there's
Yeah.
Pink mist.
So you grew up in Promontory, so of course you've seen the Golden Spike a bunch, right?
Like 9 miles just south of it.
So how'd you get to Vegas?
Law Tigers.
So Law Tigers brought you out from Utah to there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I
So how
ran-
long have you been in Nevada now?
A year and a half.
You love it?
So I'll never go anywhere else. I honestly won't. I'm
Yeah.
completely happy.
Yeah.
But I ran Law Tigers in Utah for 4 years.
Gotcha.
And then the opportunity came up to come out here. I'm like, no snow? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a cool community, man. You
It's
know?
a great community. I
Yeah.
love it. I don't plan on going anywhere else. I can't think of a better place to live.
Do you live in Henderson, right?
Yep, right up next to the desert.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So
you know where I
just take the
stay?
dirt bike out and just cruise right
I
there.
stay. Have you at Lake Las Vegas? I want.
Yeah, that's
My
5
goal is
5
eventually
minutes.
to buy that motherfucking casino in Lake Las Vegas and redo it.
You
man.
should.
Trying to do that someday,
That's like
man.
5 minutes from my house. I'm
Yeah.
8 minutes from Boulder City.
Okay, I stay at that. That's where I stay. Is that Lake Las Vegas Hilton?
It's cool.
It's my. I like staying there. That's a secret. I shouldn't even talk about this. I wrote half my book there.
Well, somebody's
You know
gonna
what I
come
mean?
get you.
Yeah, yeah.
The next mob.
Yeah, yeah.
Next mob dude's coming to get you.
I don't want anybody to know that place exists. You know, because it's like my secret,
so
bro. It's
pretty
so
there.
fucking pretty. That's like I stay in all the Resort World sponsors the railroad that's being built between Vegas and LA. So they're great if I want to be on the strip, right?
Yeah,
But I don't always want to be on the strip. So it's like,
it's too cool to be.
yeah. I
The
love being
place
in the
is
desert.
way too cool to be
Yeah.
right there. You don't go to the strip and you go to Fremont. Go enjoy what the culture is.
Totally. Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. No, I hear you, bro. Yeah. And how are you liking Topaz, my guy? That's
Topaz from San Diego to Topaz. We went from
Topaz is one of my favorite places,
dude.
bro.
So we lived in North County, San Diego.
My guys give me a hard time about how much I love Topaz.
really?
Yes,
pretty.
because I
I've never-
fucking love it there,
I've
dude.
never
They're
done
like,
that.
why do you like all these desert lakes, dude? And I'm just like, I
It's
love
cool,
it, bro. Yeah.
It's like for us, we went from Vista, California, which
Yeah.
is in between Escondido and Oceanside. And we lived
Yep.
right at the back gate of Camp Pendleton.
My wife's from Oceanside.
Okay,
Yep.
so the amount of people that were there, right? But for us, at least for me, I know my wife always loved being kind of close to the beach, but when it came to me riding or driving any of my race cars that I had built at the time, I never wanted to go down the coast.
Right.
Because to me, the coast was like, I want to be seen.
Yeah.
For me, I always wanted to go up into the mountains and the hills.
Yep.
Because that's where I could use the tools that I loved and really push them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Really find where's my line.
What kind of cars were you building?
Well, in the beginning, I was actually trying to get my SCCA card so I could do Formula One at some point. That was kind of like my big dream.
Fuck yeah.
And so you have to have an SCCA card. It's a club racing card. So to do that, and you have to go through a series of trials, right? So you have to start small until you can grow into different types of things, and you have to each one of them gives you certifications and whatever. And so the first car out of college that I could afford was a Dodge Neon.
My God.
Oh yeah.
It was a Dodge Neon, and it was called the ACR, the American Club Racing Car. And they physically built the Dodge Neon ACR so they could physically race it. Whoa. And it was literally an out-of-the-box race car.
Crazy. Who knew, dude?
It was faster than any of the SIs. It was faster than the Honda Civics.
I was mocking you, too, with the Dodge Neon for a second
I think
there.
it was at one point when they released that, it was, top 3 fastest production car?
It was.
Get the fuck out of here.
I had no
Pull one
idea.
up, John.
Fuck yeah.
But you have to look at the first gen.
No, I know what you're saying.
SR.
I just didn't know this.
Yeah. Look up Dodge Neon ACR.
ACR?
Yeah, ACR.
Fuck yeah, dude. There she is.
So that's second gen. That right there with the blue one that's in the middle, as long as it has the bump in that right there that's the ACR.
I made out with somebody's mom in one of
Okay,
those cars.
so
yeah, you did. Not this one, but
so they didn't come off the lot necessarily looking like, because that's turbo, and you can see the intercooler in the front.
Yeah.
That's very close to one. So the indicative part of an ACR, which no one would normally see, and you can't really see it in this one, but it came with Coney adjustable shocks. It was already a half an inch lower than every other car built. It came.
What are you talking about?
These are the second.
550.
That's the third gen. Okay, so that's the third gen.
550.
Dodge Neon.
That's the SRT.
Who knew?
Dude, when these things were rolling around in fucking 2003, like you'd pull up next to it in your stock Corvette, this thing would smoke
it.
What?
Smoke you, and then go up Geiger grade and smoke you.
Yep.
Front wheel drive or rear wheel?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Front wheel or rear wheel?
Front wheel. So I started.
Crazy, dude.
So then I was having a body being built in Kentucky.
Okay.
There was a full tube off chassis, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like the thing was going to sit literally 2 fingers off the ground.
Okay.
Right? With full range of suspension. So while I was building that, I was building the one that I bought off the lot. And then I started going to street races in San Diego.
Right.
And this was before the movies exploded.
Okay.
The Fast and the Furious.
Right.
And that's when I got into drag racing.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden my life just became, I got bit so hard.
Yeah,
by drag racing.
Okay.
Right? I still wanted to race and I still do it.
Yeah.
But at the time, man, drag racing just became everything I could think about. Literally, I was going to school and then having 2 jobs, and all I could think about was getting to that Friday night, taking at least $500 with me, and I'm going to race and get some money, and I'm going to take it home and get some more parts.
There you go.
And that's what I started doing.
Have you ever heard of the Geiger grade hill climb that they do here?
Yeah.
That goes up to VC?
Goes to Virginia City,
That's
Geiger
a
grade.
cool fucking event,
I know about
dude.
Geiger grade, but I didn't know they race it.
It's like a big fucking deal.
There's a lot of clubs around here too that that's their litmus test.
So
right?
my car
I've
looks very
heard
much
of
like
that.
that without the tail. That's what my car looked like without the tail. And then it was silver with black wheels.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
I
how'd you
had
get
no
into
idea.
motorcycles, Scott? Were you always a biker in Utah?
Yeah, I've been riding for, what was I talking? 46 years that I can remember now.
No shit. Fuck
Yeah, because you grew up on the farms. I learned how to ride a motorcycle before I learned how to ride a bicycle, because
Yeah.
you can't get anywhere. You can't get anywhere.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, but I ran a dairy farm. Like,
Yeah.
woke up 2 o'clock in the morning when I was 8 years old
Right.
by myself.
Right.
And so you rode a motorcycle there. You went and changed water at night.
Yeah.
You did all of that stuff. So bikes and horses were just part of life.
Yeah, man. That's so real.
You can't ride a bicycle to do that stuff.
Yeah.
No.
So, do you remember what your first motorcycle was?
Yamaha Chappie.
My guy, dude. I
A
think
Yamaha Chappie.
I
It
had
was
a-
yellow.
I had a Cowie Ninja 250 at 16.
This was a little step-through automatic bike.
There you go. Fuck. That's great, dude. Yeah. So that's important for anybody listening. Why Law Tigers than anyone else? It was a question we always ask because we kind of had our pick at sponsors for the show side, right? And it was like who we wanted, but it was like, I want to work with people that ride fucking motorcycles.
If you don't ride motorcycles, you don't understand it.
For sure. There is motorcycle attorney companies out there that don't ride motorcycles, man. And it's like you want me to use your product to invest in what you have, keep your cards on my thing, and if I get in an accident, call these people, but you don't know. You don't know, bro. You know?
You just don't understand it.
Totally, bro.
It's a lifestyle, a culture, everything in between.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a passion. It's everything.
Yeah. And when you're looking for somebody you're already probably in a fucking miserable place, you crash your motorcycle.
You're in a horrible place. And that's where we like step in and take care of people. Like, because what we do is like above and beyond. Like all of our vans hold motorcycles. Somebody gets in an accident, and what were you doing on the way to the accident? Were you going to get groceries? I'll go to the hospital and talk to them. Like, what were you doing there? Were you going to get groceries? Can I go get your groceries and take that stress off you?
Yeah.
Can I go get your bike out of the tow yard so you don't have to pay tow fees?
Yeah.
I mean, what can I do for you so you can sit home and heal?
Wow, I didn't know any of this.
Dude, you know, I have to say, you know, there's a lot, like your experience, there's a lot of brands that you could be working with.
Right.
Right? Especially when it comes to law groups. There's a lot of them out there.
Right.
But the main difference is the person, the people that you're working with makes the biggest difference.
Well, I didn't know that. That's great.
People make the
Well,
company.
see, that's the thing, though. For me, the thing that won me over was the people.
Totally, bro.
You know what I mean? And Scott is probably one of the best representatives for what it's like to interact with Law Tigers.
Yeah.
Bar none.
Right.
He sets a bar that's hard to meet.
Fuck
You and I,
Yeah.
honestly, I feel very blessed
Yeah.
that I get to work with this guy because this is no smoke. This is not because we're here. It's not because microphones in my face.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the absolute truth from my heart.
Well,
this dude right here is one of the biggest reasons that I love working with Law Tigers. A lot of amazing reps inside of Law Tigers.
Yeah.
But the interaction of like what he brings to Law Tigers, like to me, what I look at when I see this man because of his heart and passion for the community, that's what I'm like, man, Law Tigers has got it.
Yep.
You know, they pick their people right because he's out here. It's not just about trying to get referrals, right? To help people ultimately.
Yeah.
He's out here trying to help people. It's beyond that. It's not just about that referral. It's about, man, I can see where this person really got hurt, how this has affected them. How can I personally, he takes it on himself to personally help these people, right? And you see that time and time again inside of this organization.
That's good.
And usually a motorcycle accident is not.
I mean, you're
a life-changing event. Yeah,
for sure, it's a life-changing event.
That's one of the reasons, like, you know.
And we've all, like, anybody here that knows anybody that ride motorcycles knows a lot of people that didn't make those accidents, man. And if you did, then there's an even higher chance that you're fucked up. Right?
You know, and then the worst part of it, there's the other side of it, you know, that I've never had to deal with, but friends because of the community we're in have had to deal with that I never recognized before until I started working with Scott and the other Law Tiger reps that I work with. And that is that even though you're paying your insurance fees, right? You pay them every single month. You make sure they're Johnny on the spot. You get them squared away. Right. But when something goes down and you think you're going to be protected by that insurance, it's just like what you guys were saying earlier about who the people you work with on the railroad, right? It's like almost like you're working with people that hate you. Right?
I hear you.
We pay people to take care of us when things go sideways. But then instead of being like with his integrity coming alongside, it's like, what can we do to help you? You've been paying us, and now is our time to show, good faith. Instead, they look for every reason that they can shortchange you. Right? And that's why when you call Law Tigers, they will literally, what is it they say? Law Tigers, we got your back. That's what it feels like when they step up to the plate, because then all of a sudden they're fighting for you. Right? They're taking care of you and they're making sure that you're squared away.
The other side of that,
I think we got a new commercial.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you, guys. The other thing too is there is a profiling aspect to motorcycle accidents, right? Because you always see it. The first thing on any article when any of my friends have ever died on a motorcycle is speed was a factor, right? Almost like it's an immediate, like almost inherent blame on the riders always, right? You know what I mean? And it's just not always the case. I could be going 40, I could be going the speed limit, and I swear to God, they're still going to. But the other thing that's cool about Law Tigers that I know is that they kind of help siphon through the bullshit with that. You know,
I can't tell you how many hours I've sat in a police station, and I don't even know who backs this or anything else, but personally going into a police station, talking to the police officer about the police report, and that's unheard of. I don't know if it's even a thing. Yeah. But I'll go sit in there and talk to the police officer about the report. Yeah. About the bike, about the patch holder. You know, about that kind of stuff, because it's
defending them.
It's defending them 100%.
Yeah.
Because it's not right. Yep. This is my family. These are my friends. You know, and you have to.
That's
be
what
there
you
to
want in
help
your
people.
lawyer, man. Yeah, that's what you want from your company that's doing that. Yeah.
Well, it's like the insurances, man. They don't have any checks and balances, and they expect that the normal person is not going to have someone to come alongside them and make sure that they have the muscle to leverage the insurance to basically do what they should be doing without being leveraged. Yeah. But then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I got somebody with me, and they go, oh, I see who you got. All right, well, let's just take care of it.
Yeah, it's,
you know what I mean? Because it's like that.
It's a nationwide firm. We know we're going to go to court. We're going to litigate. We're gonna push the buttons. Yeah. So when the name pops up on the insurance, like, I'm just going to pay this and get rid of it.
I like that.
Nobody knows what to do in a motorcycle accident, and if they know what to do in a motorcycle accident, they probably had 4 or 5, and they need to rethink their choices. Right. So where we step in, free, or go talk to them for free, let them meet with an attorney for free. If it turns into a case and they get paid, then we have a fee. But we'll walk them through the entire process, property damage and everything, all the way through the process, so that we can just help people. The bottom line, number one, is just help people.
Right. Yeah. I fucking love that.
Whether we make money or not, just help them.
Yeah. That's so real.
Because nobody knows what to do. Right. And they're in their darkest place. That
is so real.
Yeah.
That is so
like
real.
How are you supposed to think right after you just fucking whatever just happened on a bike?
I've been hit. I've been hit. I got sideswiped. I've also dumped my motorcycle. The other part of this that is different than like automobile accident attorneys, right, is a lot of people, like we've been talking about, we spend a lot of money on our motorcycles, right?
Oh,
we spend a lot of, I overinsure all my bikes, right? And
uninsured?
Yeah.
UIM, UM?
Yep, the whole thing. So it's like, if you have, I've totaled bikes, I've gotten hit, and I've been very lucky, scrapes and scratches and nothing major, but it's like, man, I spent fucking $10,000 on this motorcycle, and I put another 10 into it, and I'm getting 6 back, right? You know what I mean? It just doesn't sit right in my heart from the insurance companies.
My wreck is, I got in a wreck, had a $20,000 bike. Yeah. The insurance offered me $3,500. This is before I knew anything, Law Tigers, anything, attorney, anything. I got in a wreck, $20,000 bike, and then got all busted up. The insurance wanted to pay me $3,500 because they found a comparable bike in Florida, and none of my medical. Well, the EMT was a friend of mine and checked on me a few days later, and I says, I'm bent over a barrel. Yeah, and he said, call these guys. Yeah, I call them, talk to them, and then all of a sudden I get a check for $48,000.
Jesus Christ!
Why couldn't they come to the table with that the first time?
Yeah.
You know, insurance isn't. They're not there.
Yeah,
they're there to collect.
It's all a scam, dog. You know?
I mean, I know you guys aren't fucking health insurance, but I mean, I got this new job, and I was like doing the math, and then like just to insure me was like $20. You add my son to it, it's $540 a month, and then the deductible goes to $8,000.
Yeah,
each one, and then so I was like, man, worst case scenario.
Just pay.
Like if something happens this year, say I had the worst year of my life, I paid my insurance throughout the year, and then I paid both deductibles. Say something horrible happened, you know, I'm almost 30 grand in the hole, and it's like, you know, half at the time. It's like half my that's half my salary for the year. Yeah, and then they're gonna do everything possible to fuck me like along the way, you know, and it's miserable. Yeah. I'm dealing with a workman's comp situation right now. It's taking me 3 months to get an MRI.
I hear you.
And it's like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, if they make it hard enough on you, just give up.
Yep.
And then you don't have to pay, right?
You call and you talk to a different person every time, and you're just like, this isn't worth it. I'll just take it and leave.
They tried to send me to Las Vegas to get an MRI. I'm like, do you know where I'm at?
Yeah. Well,
if you're going to get an MRI and you have to drive 8 hours to get an MRI, it's probably not that important to get the MRI.
For sure. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here, bro. You know what I mean? I'm glad your guys' company is here because I know, like I said, I got friends here that use your product, and the most important thing to me in everything I do, and I think it's apparent in what I do, is I like local. I like Nevada shit, you know, and I want a company that's
looking at somebody in the eye and talking to them is huge for me.
Bro. Yeah, that's it. I want somebody to. I don't want to feel like I'm calling a 1-800 number. I want to feel like I'm calling fucking Scott from Law Tigers.
Well, that's
you know
what I mean. Realistically, I mean, he's your point guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean, like there's not there. I would say in most cases that the experience you have with Scott would be what you would experience through most of Law Tigers.
There you go, guys.
Yeah. Every now and again, you're going to have the rando. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who's a little bit on a sick one or whatever.
And the Law Tigers is in all 50 states, right?
But they're everywhere, man.
37 right now, I think. 38, 39, right around there.
There you go. Yeah. Mostly, everything in the West.
Yeah, we run every Bike Week, Sturgis.
There you go.
Arizona Bike
They're
Week.
Everywhere,
because this is a national show now. You know what I mean? And we're based in Reno, but we're a national show now.
Yeah. And my cell phone's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Throw it on here. Have everybody plug my cell phone in.
There you go. Just to have it.
And talk to me.
It's like a condom. You'd rather have it.
Yep.
And not need it than need it, not have it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly.
That's also true for. That's also that's also true for a 1911 too. You know?
How does that feel? You just got compared to a back pocket condom right now.
Or a 1911.
I'm well worn.
Got some city miles, man.
He's like, no, I'll use that again. I'll put it back in the package. That's Scott over here. He's like, no, I can still use that one more time.
Yep.
I can still fold it back into a little wrapper.
I got 3 kids. I've never even seen one, dude. You know?
Yeah. Bro, I have
Scott's
4 and
into
1
recycling.
on the way.
There you go. Yeah. Congrats, bro.
Oh yeah, bro.
You got girls and boys?
I have my first one. My oldest is a girl. Second, a boy. 2 girls, and then I just figured, okay, and we're just having a bunch of girls. So this one's probably gonna be a girl. Even though I had dreams it was gonna be a boy.
It's a girl?
No, it's a boy.
Congrats.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I got 2 boys and a girl.
Yeah.
And like I say this all the time, Scott's heard it. I love my boys, but I really love my daughter. Yeah, she's the fucking coolest.
It's
man.
a different relationship.
It is for sure.
Very different.
Because I got to be a motherfucker with them, right? I got to teach them to be motherfuckers. That's just the world that we're in. Like I'm not going to raise soft men, you know what I mean? And so I'm going to raise good, strong, well-rounded, fucking
and
intelligent,
women to be
respectful,
beautiful,
chivalrous.
young women.
Yeah, and it's my wife's job to raise her.
Yep.
I get to spoil the fuck.
I got 7 little grandkids. Wait till you have grandkids. They're
There you go.
Best thing in the
world. You don't
world.
look like you can have grandkids, dog.
I have
What the
7.
fuck?
Holy
What the
shit,
fuck, dog?
Man, Scott's been getting after it.
You are from Utah.
Yeah,
God damn it.
He never rolled that condom back up.
No, never. What is that?
God damn it, dude. God, we need to move to Utah, bro. Well, I want to talk real quick. How'd you get into the art, man? You know, because this is important because
It's beautiful.
I use AI. I like AI for a lot of fucking things. I use AI.
It's a good tool.
I make music. I'm a musician. There's a lot of things that I use AI for, right? And I don't use it to make content. I won't use it to write. I won't use it to do anything like that. I'm still a purist in that way. Also, being a millennial author, everyone thinks that you're going to write with AI, and I refuse. So I even run my book through an AI.
Like an editor to just help you make sure you.
I run it through and make sure that it's not AI, right? So I took a screenshot, so it's a thing that'll say I run all 300 pages of my book, so that I have a 0% chance that this is all organic, right? Right. So it was like one of those things that is important to me, right? And but what you have is a dying thing, which is drawing, man, hand drawn,
and
you hand draw the leather work as well, man. That's which is your initial thing that you started, right? Was it the leather that came first, or was it the art?
Art's always been first.
So you've Run me down some of the flyers that you've made flyers for, some of the art that you've drawn for motorcycle events and things like that.
Oh man, that's a big list.
A lot in Central California and Southern California.
Yeah,
Area,
Southern California, Central California. I've done stuff for Sturgis. I've done stuff. It's crazy, man. I've done stuff for so many people. I don't even realize the people I've done them for.
Right.
You know, and it's all genres. It's not just motorcycles.
Shows.
Yeah, I've done. I've worked with
hand drawn show flyers. You can just tell the difference, bro.
There's a difference.
Yeah, you can tell the difference between an AI generated flyer.
I've just illustrated for a lot of different people, man, over the years. Like, some names I would feel too. I don't think it would be right for me to
like pretentious to say it. Yeah,
it's too pretentious to say, but I'll just say I won't because it's not me.
Got some new stuff pulled up right here.
Yeah, so this is one of the flyer. No, he didn't make that one. No, I made that one.
No, but he does a lot of the flyers for club stuff, for all of our events, for all of our trophies, all of our
John.
All
right
of our
there, that one
go stuff.
No,
click that trophy.
That's not that one. That's for
Chopper Fest. My bad. Yep. But look at some of this artwork, bros. Look at some of this leather.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, so we have collectors all over the world that collect the art wallets. That's a skate deck
and the
that
seats.
I did.
It's a skate deck?
Yeah.
That's wall art.
We need one of those.
Yeah, man.
We need one of those.
I'll pay for it, man.
And the wallets and
oh, dude, like that's just the So that's being Scott G breaks. Yeah. Keep scrolling down. So that right there. Okay, so this piece right here is
that's
me tackling photorealism.
You did a good job.
That is very hard to tackle inside of leather.
Whoa! I thought that was leather? Painted airbrush, dude.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
That's leather.
What?
Do you have a picture of it on the seat? Do you have a picture of it when it's all done?
No, because I'm still working on it.
Oh, you're still working on it?
Oh, dude,
so that's a seat?
That's for a custom seat, and there's more to it.
Whatever.
Okay, keep going down.
There's got to be a seat on here.
There's another one that I really love. It's the Virgin Mary. That's actually another cool one.
Yeah, the Pennywise.
Yeah, Pennywise is another one.
Hard as nails.
Yeah. So
that's my son's favorite Halloween costume.
Yeah. So that's the very beginning, and then that's after I laid in some more color.
Wow.
How do you paint leather?
Huh?
How do you paint leather?
Just like painting anything else, right? It's just dyes.
So I do it differently than a lot of other artists have.
Because the shine is crazy.
So that's the sealer. So that's pre-sealer, and then that has sealer on it.
Oh.
So if there's any gloss to it, that's because the sealer's on it to protect it. But the way I do things is I do everything in dye first.
Oh shit!
And
wow!
So I'll hand paint the dye.
The bullets, bro. Fuck,
dude. That piece right there has been copied so many times.
Can I ask you if I'm a guy wanting to get a seat made?
$1,000.
This is different. This is different than custom seats like Saddleman.
No, I'm just saying. What's the mortgage I'm gonna have to take out on?
Yeah. Second.
Well, let me put it this way. What's the well, let me just we'll monetize it. What's the average you would pay a decent tattoo artist right now per hour?
I pay mine $180 an hour.
180 an hour. Okay,
it looks like it.
So 180 an hour.
Yeah.
How much do you think? Let's say a plumber gets paid right now per hour, roughly.
I can tell you right now in Reno, going rate's $135.
135 an hour. Yeah. Okay. So
look at this.
Wow.
I think you deserve $1,000 an hour. I mean, $1 million.
We only charge.
This is almost like saddle making.
It's like that, but not.
I couldn't sit on it. I would feel bad.
Yeah.
It's his own genre. So, I don't normally discuss pricing, but
no, you're good.
I will tell you. I'll tell you in general. I'm going to just give you general because I can't tell you what every piece is going to cost because it's impossible.
Golly.
Oh my God.
And in person, it's even 100 like every
My
day.
wife does all the braiding on that.
Wow.
And so we strip down the seat to bare foam and pan, and then I reshape it and retemplate every single piece.
Dude, you're a special guy, man. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
All the textures, you feel it, you see it.
Yeah.
It's
it's funny because I grew up really into this stuff.
Damn.
When I'd go to shows, and especially, some of the that's another viral piece. A lot of people just like copying the stuff. It's crazy.
I would too.
It's I mean, we get a lot of that now. But a friend of mine got me. I used to get really angry at this, and I still do sometimes because I look at it as like a lack of respect to come to me and say, hey, can we use your art? And at least I would at least respect that. But we have a lot of people that just take it and be like, hey, can you make this for me? Because they can't afford it. So long and short is
it's never going to be this though if it's copied. It'll never be this.
It won't ever be mine.
But how cool is it
you know
that you're
what,
the
bro?
one being copied?
Yeah.
Please teach your kids.
I am.
So this
they
goes on,
work
bro.
in my shop.
You know what I mean?
This is
they work
amazing.
They're all artists in their own right, but they may not pick up leather. It just depends. I don't want to force it on them,
That's
but
how I'm like with my kids.
it's not even really that I want them to do leather. I want them to be artistically inclined so that they can creatively think themselves through being, adults. Like they can think outside the box to solve problems, and that piece right there is a piece I'm really proud of.
Have you met the Espinosas?
I know him very well.
Eric's my guy.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. It fucking.
You can say, hey, I just talked to Redbeard. You'll hear.
Well, he'll see this. He'll see this.
Dude, can I come film something?
He's a good dude.
No, dog.
Yes,
you're more than welcome to come to the shop.
That's amazing.
Eric and Gil and their family, I love them.
You know what? While we're talking about it, I want you to pull up Eric Espinosa Mayans episode real quick.
Sorry, I'm just on a sick one right now, Jacob.
Oh, one.
You see that episode where they got shot?
Yeah. No, I watched it. Yeah. So no,
dude, this is a dying.
Well,
we do collaborations with Eric. We're actually working on a vest right now with them.
One of the things he does is we took him out and flew him to Colorado to do these events for vets.
Dope.
And we're doing a lot more of them. So he donates a lot of his time. Him and his wife donate a lot of time to teach vets and to give them another skill of leatherworking.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave them a wallet and a belt and taught them how to do the leatherworking. And we're doing more and more classes of this. But this dude donates his time just to help people.
Can I talk about that for a second?
Yeah,
because
of course,
that's really
dog.
important.
Please do.
So there's a lot of important parts to that whole thing because when it's to me, it's really interesting how I think that teaching leather inside of a Harley dealership is like coming full circle.
Yeah, man.
Right? Because Harley Davidson as a brand really was born coming out of war.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
When they were able to implement their program of teaching how to basically deconstruct a bike in the field in World War II. Right. Yeah. So it was, for me, it was like very much a heartfelt come full circle where I am now getting to teach vets something that I learned passionately because they love their motorcycles and we're doing it inside of a dealership.
Yeah.
There was something that was very intrinsic that went way beyond what we were doing.
Yep.
And one of the things that I love about doing this therapeutic program is that we get to teach people how to deal with things that they're struggling to deal with in a different way that's incredibly creative, that unlocks different things about them that they didn't even know. There was one gentleman, there was a few of them, but there was one specifically, I don't want to say his name because I hadn't had a chance to talk to him about, talking about his story specifically.
Right.
But there's one gentleman that came in, and when he sat there in the class and he was in the very front seat, the first thing I noticed about him, he's sitting there, he's shaking, like literally, just like, when he would talk, he would just start to shake. If he put his hands on the table, he had tremors, but not too bad. But when he started talking to people, he would just like really shake, like really bad.
Yeah.
So I started teaching him, doing the leather and just showing him how to use tools and come up with designs. And I worked with him along with other people in the class. And as the class went on, by day 2, at the end of the day, and he was talking to me in front of the class about his experience, even though he's sitting at his chair, the tremors were almost non-existent.
Crazy, bro.
And then when we did interviews with him, I cut the camera and asked him, I was like, what's the thing you feel like you really gained out of this experience? And he said, to be honest with you, man, I have never felt so much peace. I said, why's that? He said, because you taught me how to hyper-focus. And that is a big part of doing leather work is focus, right? Because not only do you have to use both your eyes, you have to use both sides of your brain, and you're using both of your hands.
Right.
So you have hyper-focus, right? And he has to hyper-focus on details.
Yep.
So one of the things that he struggled with which is a big part of OCD and PTSD, is intrusive thoughts.
Yep.
Right. A lot of people struggle with that, with OCD and PTSD. But PTSD coming out of wartime, it's even worse.
Yeah.
I mean, you have thoughts that literally will replay in your brain, and it's so real in that moment. you really literally will relive that situation, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why there's guys, especially in clubs, that will have one of their boys, all of a sudden they're crawling on the floor pretending they're going through the jungle.
Yeah.
Because they're reliving that moment out of this PTSD, like these intrusive thoughts are taking over.
Yeah.
So for him, that was his biggest struggle. And that's where the tremors would come from, is him trying to fight intrusive thoughts.
Wow.
So I didn't know that. I thought this was just something, you know, in his neurological system, you know, like he's just like breaking down.
Like, yeah, Parkinson's or something.
Right. That's how I was reading it. So I just, you know, walked over, but he's like, no, man, my intrusive thoughts become so
crazy.
I get so vulnerable inside emotionally. The physical response is the tremors. He said, now that I have this, what you taught at this class, the tremors went away. And he's like, I literally for the last 48 hours have had nothing but peace.
Wow.
And now this is all I want to do, is to learn how to do more of this. And and dude, can you imagine? Can you imagine to have
the gift to give to somebody?
The relief?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. But that's one of the reasons like that I love working with who I get to work with.
Yeah.
Because without them, I wouldn't have been able to bring that to the table, and those people that came to that wouldn't have experienced the type of healing that they experienced. And it's on them. You know, I just brought them to some water and they drank it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I want to see from more people.
Yeah.
I want to see more people find that healing and that release.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I really honestly believe that when it comes to our vets, they're willing to give up their entire life.
Yeah.
And they come back and they get the worst end of the stick
do,
for
man.
it. And I really hate that, man. I really hate that. So for me, I feel like this is an opportunity for me to give of something of my passion in my heart and be able to help other people and respond to it in a way that's caring and that's intrinsic, and it goes beyond that moment.
I think just like you said, it doesn't.
Damn.
It could. Yeah, that's fucking insane.
Damn.
There's like no better way to say that. It's just, I feel like having a thing to keep your hands and your mind busy, bro. Is
well, I mean,
it's not
like
only purposeful.
Idle hands are what?
Right. Yeah.
The devil's playground,
word,
right?
yeah.
But in that mindset, really, idle hands, they just lean to doing whatever needs to fill the space.
Wow, bro.
Right. And when it comes to people who have experienced trauma on a level that affects them physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you know, they're reckless in multiple ways. You know what I mean? Like, we as human beings can only handle some sorts of trauma on very small levels and small segments, especially as men. We have to compartmentalize everything, right? But when you're dealing with trauma that hits every scope of your being as a human being in your experience here on Earth, right, you've lost the ability to compartmentalize. And so then all of a sudden you're a bucket of water spread all over the ground and there's no way to pick it back up again, right? So for me, what I've learned is that in my ability to do what I've done, you know, and I do believe this is a God-given talent, is to be able to bring this expression to people, and it does more than just unlock creativity.
That's so real.
It unlocks healing, right? And I believe everybody, it can be, in some ways, can experience some type of self-healing.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to take the first step, because a lot of these guys, they didn't think they could do it. Right. They didn't even know what they were going to do. They were just like, oh, I heard Redbeard's going to be up here and do this class. I want to give it a try.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, like, they're having like these mind-blowing experiences. Wow. And for me, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I had moments where I had to go find a corner and just be very thankful. I was thankful that I was there. I was thankful that the people that came around me to bring me there, because I was able to share in an experience that I never thought I would be able to share in, and to see people just unlock, you know what I mean? And that's another thing too about motorcycle riding, is I think that too, motorcycle riding for us is where we get to unlock what's really deep inside of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, for me, it was early sobriety, right?
Sure.
And I was like, just like you're saying, struggling, but it's self-induced, right?
The
you know
idle
what I mean?
hands for you is a huge thing.
Right. It was keeping my, it was exactly what you're talking about. Not comparing what you did is a miracle, dog. And that's a beautiful thing. And I hope more veterans listen. There's a lot of veterans that listen to the show, and I hope they listen to you and try to get in touch with you about doing one of your classes, bro.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. If there's anybody who wants to come alongside me to help sponsor some classes and get this out there, I would love to do it. It's a big deal for me to want to do this, and I've left a lot of room in my schedule this year.
There you go.
To create opportunities to expand on this program.
I'm gonna get you guys hooked up with a buddy of mine that works with a lot of vets.
There you go.
What we can do is we can contact the Law Tiger rep in that area. I don't care if it's Florida, South Carolina, Colorado, where he was at, wherever. We'll set up these classes and fly him out and get these classes done. It's super important.
It is important.
I'm gonna hook him up with Chris, dude.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we got the cool
we
thing
do a
is
lot of vet work.
We need to make that a
man.
thing.
And it's a thing because I've learned that the VA used to do a lot of this stuff, but they're reeling back because the programs are starting to shut down.
Yep.
And I was like, well, then it means it's on us. If we think that things need to be done, then we're the ones that need to do it. We can't just wait for. We can't just call it out and say, well, this is what they need to do.
For sure, I hate
if it's in our heart to do it, then we need to be the ones to do it.
My mom was always that person where it's like, if you're going to complain about something, but you're not willing to pick up the shovel.
Yeah.
Then shut the fuck up.
1,000%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's because that's what I see. Like if we know people are hurting and this is our community that fought for us, we don't just wait for the government to do it and shell out cash.
Yep.
If it's on our heart and we feel passionate about it, we need to go out there and do it.
I agree.
We need to do it.
Make things happen.
We got to do the work, man. And we got to do the work to heal our own community.
There you go.
That's really what it comes down to, man.
Yeah. And wow, what a leather's great. All that is so great, man. And working on motorcycles is good.
Man. It's
riding motorcycles, anything like that. Yeah.
It's all a part of it. I tell my wife all the time. There's only a couple of ways that. Well, there's 3 ways that I really find a large release in stress, right?
Right.
I go to church, right? I ride my motorcycle, or...
Can't talk about the third one, though, right?
Right.
Well...
He's from Utah, so you know what I mean?
You're from Utah, dude.
It's only magnesium. Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right?
The other one's in the Del Taco bathroom, bro.
I know. 10 pounds of mud fury coming at you hot.
No, you're not.
And then the what was it? It was it's church, it's motorcycles, and the other way for me is actually diving into good stories like movies. I love going to movies, man, and losing myself in a good story.
Me too, man.
But for me,
help me get my book made into a movie, boys.
No, I'm telling you,
you guys know so many people between the two of you.
I want to read your book because the funny thing is the people that I'm connected to.
Yeah.
And again, I will never talk about that stuff, but the people I'm connected to. It's a short phone call.
Hold on one sec.
There you go.
This guy
really is.
This guy grew up. Yeah. Everybody who's in the motorcycle world, like you think of a name, builder, company.
There you go.
He grew up with them.
There you go.
Like you can name the parts on your bike.
Yeah.
He grew up with a dude.
He knows all the Nesses.
Well, I wouldn't say like grew up with like from childhood, but grew up with in our brand. Like we grew up with them with other brands.
It is a small world too, man. You start to learn,
dude, how small it is because from the outside looking in, this community is so vast and so big.
Right.
But from the inside looking out, man, it's really easy to trip up and lose yourself.
For sure.
And it's very tiny. It is very tiny. I mean, I literally hear stories from the East Coast on a daily basis or from the Midwest or from Colorado or from San Diego. It doesn't matter. And it'll always be like, did you hear what's going on about this, and this, and this? I mean, talk about drama.
We're probably any of us are probably only 1 degree away from anybody in the industry.
Oh, in the industry on the inside, very much so. One, maybe 2 people.
It's small.
It is small. It's very, very small. But what I love about it though is how much when you are inside the community and you're working, that it's very easy to vet people by their character.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about the motorcycle. It's very character driven.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're a sour person, you know, if your character ain't true, if your word is meaningless as wet cotton on a wall, then people know that and vet you very quickly. Mm-hmm. And the vetting process is just as easily as they will not invite you to another event, or they won't really keep you coming to the, hey, when we're done with the show, do you want to go have dinner with us?
Right.
Those types of phone calls stop happening.
Yeah.
Or, hey, when we were thinking about this, we'd like to use you. Well, that type of stuff will stop happening. Yeah. Right. Because you were vetted and your character just wasn't there. Because a lot of people in this industry, man, there are still, regardless of how big they are, right? Like, let's say, Clockworks, right? Yeah. It doesn't matter how big they look on the outside, on the inside, man. 100% salt of the earth. Still.
Yeah.
Family.
You see Brian with his grandkids carrying him around,
or with his new kids. And his beautiful wife, man, they are salt of the earth.
Got it.
Dude. And they're very much that way. They will, people like that, they live on a level of integrity. And it to me, when you see that the inside movers and shakers are really built on your word and your integrity being spot on, right? That's what matters in this.
You're only as good as your word, though.
Yeah.
I want to get this in before we lose this part of the conversation, because something hit me while you were talking about that work with the vet, and I just met you guys today. Honestly, I yelled at you in a van one time as we were passing by, and if I had more time to talk to you, I got sober a year and some change ago, April 27th, and then
it's my dad's birthday.
That's my sobriety date too.
So I met him.
Yeah. We had the same sobriety date.
I met him a week after getting sober, sitting in his clubhouse in a meeting, and I asked him to be my sponsor, and he carried me on. And man, I'm getting emotional thinking about this. You guys have no idea. Like, I worked my steps. I did my program. Jacob taught me how to be a better man, and that's ever continuing, right? And then after I work my steps, he comes at me with this idea like, hey, I want to start a podcast. And I was just sober. I wasn't doing shit, right? My life was getting better. But with you guys and the stuff you do, even though I've never met you, you sponsoring his shows, you sponsoring our show, and doing this has had a direct impact on my life.
Right.
And allowing me to do this, start a business. That little container wouldn't be in front of you right now.
Yeah.
I picked up a camera because of you guys, and we're in this space because of you guys, and you've had... And like you were just talking about that, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" And like these are the guys that have had the better his life goes is the better my life goes, and it's had a direct impact on me, like being able to do stuff that I never thought I'd be able to do. And I just want to thank you guys for that.
There you go.
Oh, dude, much appreciated. But
I love you, bro. That was fucking
welcome.
great. And what it was I had when I was 21, I got sober, right? And I had a guy who knew my dad his entire life. He's a biker, and I love motorcycles, but I hadn't been able to. I was fucking smoking crack, you know what I mean? So I couldn't get my hands on couldn't get my hands on anything, And he finally was like, "We're gonna get you on two wheels, and we'll figure it out," And I had 12. I have pictures of every bike I've ever owned, and I have 12 iterations, all of them with gold accents, right? It's just always gonna be my thing, And what he said to me when early sobriety, he's not my sponsor, but he's close with my sponsor. And he said, we're going to keep your hands busy, right?
Yeah.
We're going to go do stuff. Right? We're going to keep your hands and your brain and your heart busy. And what he was doing was like a Mr. Miyagi kind of fucking thing. I didn't know, but before I knew it, I had not thought about having a drink for a long fucking time. You know what I mean? Or doing any bad shit. And the obsession lifted through keeping my hands and my mind busy, right? And so that's a tradition that's unspoken kind of in the rooms that we live in. And it was the same thing that I was trying to do and give to John, because he wasn't into motorcycles. So I'm like, well, we're going to do something else, man. We're going to keep your hands and your mind busy, bro. We got to fucking start this instead. And it all worked. And the only reason it works is because, like you said, it's God's will, right? We wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't, right? So, and
there's providence, man. There's providence in that.
Yeah.
There's definitely providence in that. And I want to touch on something that you said, which you basically are just kind of realizing. You said it in a kind of a very broad stroke way.
Yeah.
But I'm going to throw the dart on that one. But what it is, and what we're all trying to do here that you were grasping on, is that we're trying to raise the tide, brother. Yeah. That all of the ships in this harbor are going to come up with us together.
I'm taking everybody, bro.
Yeah, bro, and that's honestly that's got to be the mindset. And it's not just
fucking live by
for
that,
what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But that's got to be the mindset that actually raises the whole entire community. That we can't just be out here trying to get ours, and come up on somebody else and use that other person as a leap pad, because I've been a part of that, and it stinks, man. I've been stepped on, and I've been where people say, oh man, Redbeard's a good dude, but he knows everybody. That's why I'm going to be friends with him. Yeah. And then eventually they're really not friends. You know what I mean? Because they've gotten to a place where all of a sudden they stop calling or stop asking or whatever. But for me, I know who the real ones are. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That was one of the earliest lessons I had with John, was like he had his friend group kind of went like this when he got sober, right? And then we're like sitting there talking. I'm like, man, the only real friends you got are the ones that don't want anything from you.
Yeah, dude. But that's got to be that's the community, man. I mean, there's obviously there's a part to all of this, right? That we all play on a certain level, and I understand that. But the core of what we're making our decisions from, or how we're making our plans, or the visions that we have for things that we're going to be doing in the future has to come from a place where it's not about my success, it's about your success and how all of us will succeed through working together and being able to bring something up for this community in a positive way. That's what's the most important thing, man, because you know, all of us have these memories. That's the only thing that we're going to take with us to the grave. Is our experiences here on earth. It's not the riches, it's not the stuff, it's not the motorcycle, it's not the parts or the paint that came on it. You know, it's the experiences that these tools brought us together to do and to have together, man. That's what we're taking with us. That's the true value. That's the treasure that we're building. You know what I mean? And if we don't see it that way, we're going to lose the reason why we're getting on these motorcycles to begin with. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're gonna miss that because not one of us. Did you get on a motorcycle because it was all about the parts and the paint? Was that what wooed you? It didn't. And I know even for what you're passionate about, brother, that's not what got you into that. And especially Scott, or for me, it wasn't that, man.
The coolest thing you can put on your bike is fucking miles. Is your butt in that seat, man. Because that's the most important part, man. Our souls are being fueled up by these experiences. You know, not broken and shattered, but we're getting fueled up. You know, like there's a saying that I heard a long time ago, and it very much is about me. I would rather be on my motorcycle thinking about God than being stuck in church thinking about being on my motorcycle. There you go. There you go.
That is, dude. That is like a heart for me, because I'll tell you right now, like, because you have to have such an extreme amount of situational awareness when you're on your motorcycle. You have to think about everything, the cars coming your way and the winds and possible, especially here, deer or a bear or whatever, you know, rolling across the highway at the last second, you know. But in those moments when you're high in situational awareness, you also reach this peak optimum performance in your brain where all of a sudden, all of the things that really had no place in your mind to perform shed away. They're just completely gone, man. And then you're just left away with the true person. Who's there in that experience. And then all of a sudden everything goes quiet. And all you have is this experience in front of you, the wind, the smell of the sweet grass, and the oak trees swaying in the wind, and seeing the shimmer of the light coming off the lake. You know, those are what we have that we take with us. Those.
And it is so unique to being on a motorcycle. Too, you know,
you can't find it anywhere else. Maybe a horse, it might be next.
That might be true.
But that's you know, the hand to hand we've talked about.
That's so true. I've had experiences that I'll never be able to replicate sitting on the back of a horse for 8 hours.
There you go, bro.
In areas that no man has probably ever put.
On. You're the last dude that's ever.
And if he was, he was the real cowboy.
Yeah, I've been in some areas where I'm just like, man, I'll never get this again, ever.
I just want to tell you I love you and thank you for being sober and making all this happen, and all the people that you've helped, and you too, all the people you guys are helping. You guys are making some really cool things happen.
Thanks, bro.
I love you guys and listen to all your podcasts. You kind of get to know you guys, and it's what you guys are doing is really cool. I appreciate it.
The thing is it's attraction rather than promotion. I'm not promoting I fucking will never be an influencer. You're not going to see me doing dances on fucking TikTok or nothing like that. I'm here to have conversations with people that I like. You know what I mean?
It might be
because I'm too busy doing it on my fucking OnlyFans, boys. You know what I mean?
I heard you had that twerk on lock, bro.
Everybody knows about my legendary dick, dude. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ, how do we transition? Anyway.
Way to throw that in there.
30% off all the sign-ups.
Sign up for my OnlyFans. I'll never be that guy.
You took it there, bro.
It was all
Johnny
you.
Coming out now.
It was all you.
Anyway, so I'll never be that guy. I'll never be an influencer. So I'm about attraction rather than promotion as far as recovery goes. I have a full bar. I live in Reno. I love going to the casino. I love fucking playing poker. I love gambling, right? I love everything about it. It's just, there's a problem with a lot of people in the recovery world where they think the world needs to stop because they've walked into the room, right? You know, like if I'm a diabetic, I'm not going to be mad at the store for selling chocolate, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't need to stop living my life because they serve alcohol. What I need to do is have a spiritual principle in my heart and make sure that I have a daily reprieve that is contingent on the maintenance of my spiritual condition so that I don't have any desire to go back to those days of walking 4th Street. You know what I mean? I get to live in the present here. So what we do here is simply attraction rather than promotion. Me and John are sober, and we get a life beyond our wildest dreams simply because we did work that for a lot of people is already naturally occurring thing, right? Like in the program that we run, we had to be taught how to apologize to people when we've done something wrong. What the fuck? That's something normal people can do, right? We don't have that cell in our brain, right? And it's literally a deficiency in our character, and that's a direct reflection of our addiction, right? It's because it's largely a spiritual deficiency. So what we're doing is relearning how to live like normal fucking people, right? And because of that, what we're doing here is simply people that might not have ever known about, they might have had a drug problem, they might not have ever had anything like that, they might be scared about where to go, they're confused, or they don't think that they have a problem, and then they really do, because they hear one of us or one of the guests that come on the show, and they go, fuck, that sounds a lot like me. Or what they're saying sounds a lot like me.
You can't
Maybe I should change something. Yeah.
Like, people look at you and they're like, oh, they've been down my road, they speak my language. You know, we work with a lot of vets.
Right.
So we put vets with vets because people understand people.
Totally. Yep.
So someone comes to you and they're like, I've seen your path. I see where you're at. You guys are living proof that things can get better. So you guys are helping so many people just by being yourselves.
Right. I appreciate it, man. That's all I'm trying to do, man.
You're doing well.
Thanks, Scott.
Very well.
Thank you, bro. Well, boys, it's 9:30. We've been going 2.5 hours.
Holy shit.
I know. I feel like
minutes.
nothing. I want to go smoke one of Red's cigars. So,
Yeah, man, these cigars are tasty, brother.
well, thank you guys so much for fucking being here. Thank you for everything you're doing and helping us with growing this community, man. It's so unique, bro, that it's only that this relationship is so symbiotic. It makes so much sense, bro.
And the bike nights at Slab Sides.
Bike nights at Slab Sides are coming up.
I'm
Yeah,
really excited about
Yeah.
that. We got so many things to
Got
talk
cool.
about.
Slab Sides.
We are cooking some stuff
Actually,
up.
real quick, John, will you pull up the Biggest Little Bike Show flyer real quick? We'll talk about that real quick. It's something Scott and Redbeard are both going to be a part of, and that's coming up. May 16th, excuse me.
I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling.
Right there. Yeah. So, May 16th. Performance baggers, club style choppers, metric, V-Claws. We're also doing lowriders this year, and cars. You know, we just want to make, and trucks as well, like lifted trucks. It's Nevada, you know what I mean?
We have a lot going on.
We have a lot going on. So,
and I'll be doing the illustrative trophies this year.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. I'm really honestly excited to be able to build something up with you guys out here, because this community, they don't just want it, man. They need it.
We do.
Yeah.
You know, and the small businesses need it, and they need to see that people are really going to honestly take action out here and do something about what's not happening but needs to happen.
Right.
These small businesses survived off of these events.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. They do. They make money. The community makes money. There should be no red tape, right?
No.
We should be able to just come out and have a party and throw a show where everybody's welcome, and they got a ride to the show, and you know what I mean? It's not just the guys that's what I love about my show is that, our show is that the people that come to this one, they ride to it, right? It's not a lot of trailering happening, which I love, and I'm glad that hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean?
No, it's not going to happen.
You know, and sometimes I get it, but for the most part, we get to ride to the show, and that's important to me.
Well, it's a big thing about what you guys get to do at the stage of the game is you get to curate it.
Yeah.
You know, and curating and sticking to your guns about how you want this to grow.
Yep.
In the beginning is the most.
Yeah.
It's like a baby, bro. You know, you let your baby have certain experiences, but you don't have all the experiences all at once.
Yep.
You know, you little things, a little bit at a time, and curating the people, the people who are a part of it. That's all a part of the flavor that you're giving to people that they experience. And when they experience the thing that you're trying to get across, which is a message, then they get it. Then they want more of it, and they want to bring people who are like-minded to that experience.
Right,
100%, bro. So just keep curating, man, and keep building.
Well, I appreciate
and I'm honestly, man, I'm really looking forward to, especially Scott. We're looking forward to being able to come alongside you guys here. And
we're going to spend some time in your neck of the woods this year too. So we want to come down there and visit you. So
good.
We'll do an episode in the leather shop, dude. I can't get over this shit. This is nice.
It's crazy. Yeah. So yeah,
we should do an episode in his shop.
There you go.
Oh, that would be fun.
I'm glad.
I also, you love Topaz so much. One of the things that we did last year, remember we did the ride and float.
There you go.
We should do a ride and float.
There
man.
you go.
Let's just jump up and do the ride and float together.
There's no more brain eating amoebas in Topaz, right? Okay, sounds good.
Not that I was aware of.
No, it's like mead. Yeah,
no, that was me because it was still.
Yeah, that's right. That's
dead
right.
Flat with no fresh water.
Yeah, it's mead, dude.
Topaz doesn't have that problem.
Yeah.
The only problem you might slurp up a little cow piss here and there, but outside of that.
Well, let's get wrapped up, boys. I really appreciate you guys being here for real. Thank you guys so much. And then Scott, I just want to say thank you again for sponsoring the show and believing in the vision that we had. This is our 40th episode. Most podcasts don't make it past 10. We're here to do this, and we could not have done this without you believing in a vision that I could not articulate. And you just said, I believe you, bro. And you let me and John do this. And I fucking appreciate it. It's molded into exactly what, just again, it just feels right,
Thanks for giving me the opportunity, though. You had a lot of choices. Thanks for believing in me, too.
Bro. Yeah, thank you, dude. Well, thank you, boys.
You're welcome.
And everybody listening, please come check us out on May 16th, the Biggest Little Bike Show. It's our 6th annual Biggest Little Bike Show, where we are really bringing that old Reno street vibes back in a more grassroots way, man.
It's a mashup, man.
Yeah.
It's a taste of the old school with what's coming for the future.
Yep.
So make sure you participate because this is how we're making memories and we're building. It's a whole new foundation, brother.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, boys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, John. I love you, dog. All right, see you later.